and gentlemen, we are live. We are live on a feel-good Friday night. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the channel. How is everyone doing out there? We put another week in the book, and we're going to have a fun night tonight. The go-home show for Saudi Arabia, king and queen of the ring. I know it's taped. I don't want to hear your shit. Keep your spoilers to yourself. I don't know. Is there Rampage tonight?
Yes, there's a Rampage.
Technically, go home Rampage. So we are here all night, folks. Strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel good, and welcome to the Wrestling for Life Network. Let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We are live and back at it again, folks. Like I said, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. This is another live stream. We got WWE Smackdown tonight with a little bit of Rampage. I think we might peek in at an indie show or two. But we got lots to get into, lots to talk about, lots of fun stuff, more QR codes. And I will say again, this is a spoiler-free zone. I bumped into a couple spoilers this afternoon, but keep it to yourself. We're not going to take predictions, so you don't have to act like you knew it. You had a crystal ball. But yes, welcome to the Wrestling for Life Network. I hope everyone out there is happy, healthy, and safe. But for the next 3+ hours, folks, you are going live with Mr. Every Night, KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube, and Big Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight, KJ White. I'm Big Nick, and I know you just talked about all no spoilers, sir, and everything. I do know that we both know about one spoiler, and while we got some time, we might as address it because I know you got notes and everything like that written up here. We're going to dissect the dialogue about this, but one old Uncle Howdy here even popping in the chat saying, good evening, everybody. Let's go. So we already know, for those who don't know, spoiler alert, this is your one spoiler, that there was a QR code on SmackDown that led you to a website. I actually popped it up there. So there's the website, www.com/archive_recovered. And it led you to a whole website, led you to a bunch of links, a bunch of notes, pretty much somebody's own personal blog.
Yeah, pretty much MySpace, Howdy style. Right away, what struck me as odd is the similarities between this page and Heaven's Gate. Those who know, hold on tight. I told you, I dove into this. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys know I've been
strap on and strap in. KJ Conspiracy Corner coming up.
Shit, you know, playing anagram games and shit, trying to fucking shuffle letters around. But I like the QR codes. I am less confident that we're going to see Howdy tomorrow than I was leading into the last couple clues. But the last couple days here in the last set of clues, I think we might not get. It might be sit and wait. It might be Clash.
I've heard the Monday after Clash.
The Monday after Clash. So that is, I know we're jumping over a little place, but June 17th. So if you took the first letter of every place from the Twitch stream, it gave you the name of a saint. I'm not going to repeat it now. It starts with an R. But their day is June 17th. The Monday after Clash would be June 17th. The yellow floppy disk said 6-24. People are thinking you just insert 17 into that missing date. Right. Now, I do still think we'll get a tease of some kind, Nick, but I'm starting to lean towards Clash and the Monday after Clash.
Do you think that they can keep it going that long before it starts to turn a little here? Because like I said, and I've said it last night, I've said it multiple times, it feels like we're really getting to where the proverbial noose is getting tight on this situation here of all the threads kind of starting to bind together here. So I feel like you need to kind of put up or shut up here.
Yeah, I think for me, and I think you and I have had this kind of...
We've had this debate many times.
Right? I think we're getting there. And because I'm so kind of excited and pulled into it, maybe I'm a little...
You don't want to get off the ride.
Yeah, I'm a little more eager than the average fan, and I know there's other fans out there that are eager. I said last night, I think SummerSlam's a little too far, but I think SummerSlam's a little bit too far. A couple more weeks, because I mean, again, June 15th, June 17th, sorry, 16th isn't that far away. So, yeah, I mean, you might be pushing it. My big reasoning for thinking it's not concluding now is I almost expected bigger. If Saturday is the day, if tomorrow is the day, I kind of expected something like there's still so much unknown with this. It feels like it's not done yet.
Hey, but I think that's still part of what is going to be the good thing. You still need, once that debuts, you shouldn't have it all figured out. You've still got to, let it breathe and let it grow and let it, find itself and everything. And I think Saturday works perfectly because we talked about this last night. There's a lot of open room, I'll say it that way, on this show and everything. There's not a lot that could be captivating for the same level of attention if you got an Uncle Howdy reveal and everything. Like if you do what I think after Clash, whatever, depending on if we've got Drew, say, as a world champion or anything, that might pull attention away. It doesn't feel maybe as big, what have you. Like this could be the whole moment of the show. That's all anyone remembers King and Queen about is the Howdy reveal.
Yeah, I mean, again, that is something to be considered overall. I think that yeah, I think you got to weigh out the options and what are you going to do. And I know, we're getting a bit of a lot of sizzle, not a lot of steak in the main event as far as Logan and Cody. It's a name value match. It should be a solid match, but at the same time, it's not kind of your typical. So yeah, you have a bigger moment like a Howdy moment in, for this. It's possible, dude. Like we're just guessing. So I don't know, but it just based on what I read today, what I watched yesterday, I wonder if they're going to continue to stretch us along.
And I don't want to be coming across like that's a completely terrible thing.
No,
I just, like I said, it's like Survivor Series in Chicago when Punk returned. I really think that pretty much everybody just remembers that show for Punk returning. I think if you did that, the Howdy debut in Saudi, that's fine if everybody only remembers that show because that's where Howdy showed up.
Yes, absolutely.
So, yeah, I think that's probably why I want it more at Saudi. I just, then when we get to 6/17, or if they've been, then selling us towards SummerSlam, then do they sell us towards WrestleMania next year? Like that's the thing is, how long does the roller coaster go before you kind of feel like you need to get off?
Yeah, and I mean, again, to your point, like you're not completely off base. As much as we've debated this, the fact that the general population, the general public, the general audience, they don't have the longest fucking attention spans. So you got a point where people, and I've seen it online, where people are like, backlash or bust, or if he's not here by Saudi, we're freaking out. Like we quit on Howdy. Like there are those people. So you're not out in left field. Like it's a reasonable question.
Anthony, shout out to homie, is already kind of all right. Just tell me when to get off the bus here.
Yeah, because swing back around, pick me on your way back.
Right.
But that, I mean, if you are going to continue to stretch it, you have to keep it. You have to keep upping the game, and you have there is a large number of people online, on YouTube, everywhere dedicated to this, just like it was with the White Rabbit. So if you are if you are planning to go a little longer, the challenge is, can you keep the game up? Can you make even the naysayers go, well, that was really cool. What was that?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's the next evolution here? He just takes over like a show, and just we have 3 hours of a Howdy Twitch stream on Raw.
Right, let's do it. I don't know what the next steps is, and I think that's kind of the cool part of it. Like, as much as like you're solving all these riddles that don't really tell you anything. Like, at the top of the page, if you click on the QR code, the top of the page said kintsugi, which is the art of repairing broken pottery with powder.
Oh, you paint it with gold.
What's that?
Is it the one where you paint it with gold? The Japanese?
Yeah. Right. So again, people were connecting like, well, Bray loved Japan. He had Japanese tattoos. Like, I'm like, did somebody was Rowan in Japan working? Like, we got to put something together.
Well, there's even going back to your clues about, how if you add up all the letters for all the GPS locations that they gave last night, I've also seen people theorize that that's the birthplace of all the 6 Howdy members. I haven't gone far enough to try and confirm that.
I think that got debunked. I'm not positive. I could be wrong, but
fair enough. It got debunked. Like it's gonna fucking point something out with all the GPS locations. That got debunked where it was just like a squiggle.
Yeah, I've seen people trying to like guess the shape of it and that. On the notes that we saw yesterday, there was a happy face like on one picture. People equated that to Joe Gacy's happy face mask, so I thought that was interesting. I did not know Trunchian.
What?
One of the words from the page, which is a billy club or a short stick carried by authority / cop. So if any, that was one of the words there.
Oh, so Hornswoggle's going to be in the Wyatt 6.
Yeah, right. We did get different numbers next to some of the words. So Hex, a lot of people think that's Nikki, the girl with no friends that was looking for friends. Spark, Left for Dead, Abandoned. People think that's Joe Gacy. Who else did we have? There was one of them was Dexter. It's a lot. Right? Even they give us the word awari. It means end, conclusion in Japanese. Back to Japan. I don't know what's happening. Right? Well, the Bullet Club's coming. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, I even thought about this earlier with the one that we watched on Twitch last night, and how I said I felt like it was 4 different like all the different perspectives of them writing it. I wonder if it was just to flip that, if it was Bo or Howdy writing letters to each one of them. Well, that was kind of, we're guessing at parts of that too.
Yeah. Right now, I just want to double check. Right now, about 60% of our chat think we are going to get Howdy and or the family tomorrow. So again, a little bit of a lean. So we'll see what that means. Again, for me and my money, it's really cool. I mean, they took over Twitch. I see people live reacting to it. We live reacted to last night's. Like, they've made people go to WhatsApp. Like, Jesus, like, it's been a journey. So again, there's a lot of possibilities. Like, even with the coordinates, a bunch of the letters, when you unscramble them, kind of spell Eric Rowan, but then that leaves a few extra letters, so it doesn't really fit, and not really sure what the last letters mean. It could be something.
Well, they had Rowan University at one point that was brought up.
Awari, province in Japan, Mandarin Orange from Japan. So that was another one of the, like, a lot of Japanese references in that diary. Now, a lot of people have said, Nick, the upper portion of the webpage, it looks like they think it's Bray Wyatt's old journal entries. And then the bottom portion is the continuation.
Okay.
Just random.
Fair enough.
Folks, we will get to this chat. Get in the chat. Say hello. I see 72. We want triple digits here tonight. So take our link, share it with your friends, share it with the world. Let's see if we can get over 100 people in the chat tonight. It's going to be a fun one. Again, we know it's pre-taped, but Nick and I are going to just react to it, talk about it. We're going to be here all night. We'll keep you company. We'll have a fun Friday night. And then again, we're back tomorrow morning. We'll be here all day long. We're going to have a fun one. It's going to be King and Queen of the Ring. We're looking forward to it. And then, of course, Sunday night, we go live 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. And it's literally going to be only 10 matches this time. So it's going to be 11. Night. Oh, we're up to 11.
Yep, and we still have Rampage and Collision, so we'll probably end up with about at least 12, if not 14, by the time we get Sunday. 13 for Vegas, probably.
Well, he had a habit for a long time of booking. It was always 15 matches, 3 on the pre-show, 12 on the regular show. If he could venture from that, that'd be lovely. Yeah.
Well, he's like, I went from 13, or I went from 15 to 13. I dropped 2 matches. See, you should be appreciating that.
Absolutely. We're about halfway through the pre-show, so I'm just going to start clicking on some names. Bonkers first.
Fair enough. Last thing I'll say this though, real quick.
Oh yeah, sorry.
The names. No, do people not think that there's going to be some false clues throughout all of this, much like we got with the White Rabbit thing, to where I don't think the giant pink rabbit in Italy was supposed to spin off into well, Bray loves Italian food, so that's why it's over there and shit like that.
That's funny as hell.
No, I'm not saying that you do, but I'm just saying
a better example, and I know where you're going with it, but where we all kind of felt like it might have been Karrion Kross or involved with Karrion Kross. Right. They were given some clues that would lead you there. So yeah. I mean, realistically, Nikki might not be in the group. Maybe Dexter's not in the group. Like, I'm not saying.
Oh, I'm not even saying to that level. I'm saying with like reading into stuff from Japan and I see it goes back to Japan, or like where the GPS coordinations, like that stuff. I'm saying.
No, absolutely. I definitely think that there's big stuff that's obvious, but then I also do think there's little crumbs in there that either throw you off, confuse you, or complicate it. Again, like they're using Japanese words, but maybe they're just using Japanese words. Like it doesn't necessarily have to have a path beyond it. You know what I mean? So
right.
You're right in that sense. You could definitely get sucked down that rabbit hole of like, all right, so it means mandarin orange, and mandarin oranges have seeds, and you know the like I don't
cut to John Cena's apology video to China.
Yeah, like so. Yeah, you're not wrong in that sense, and that's what I mean. Every little thing, and even down to like for those who don't know, Heaven's Gate is a cult, world famous cult.
There we go. We got back there. I thought we were going to get back there towards the end.
Yeah, but very much the color scheme in the background and then the overall feel and look. There is a Heaven's Gate webpage that looks identical to this one, where if anything else, I think that's just pushing the issue of family. It's a cult. You know, it's kind of in the same ilk of the Wyatt family. Lots of talk about family. I like it. I like all the little details. And like you said, that could have just been a weird coincidence. Like some programmer did it and it just happened. But
right. Well, I will also say, sir, your theory right there, I had not heard that one at all. So if you hear anybody else out there saying that, making that comparison, you know where it came from. You know they're watching us.
I pay attention way too much to true crimes and shit. And cults always trip me out. I like learning about cults because it's like, whoo, that's crazy.
Well, folks, we're not a cult. Well, we sure are a family here.
Drink the Kool-Aid. What do you mean? Get out of here. But anyway, speaking of cults, let's get to the family. How's everyone doing out there tonight? I hope you're doing well. Kevin, it's always a pleasure. Welcome back. Dro, good to see you. Damien, welcome back. As always, looking forward to plenty of stuff. Boston in the house. Still kind of hate seeing the name, but I'll forgive you. Frank, welcome, Frank. I see you. Vance, Odds. Scott Rizzo looking sharp with his t-shirt. I appreciate it. Rampage was at 6. Oops. Thank you, Bradley.
Are you serious?
Dude, that might have been the happiest thing I've read all day.
That's a happy little accident right there.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. But Matthew with the metal yellow fist red. First red. Heather, welcome back.
Me mellow yellow.
Uncle Howdy, give us some clues, man. Help us out here.
Right.
Frank Card, again, gotcha. We're doing well. But MDB back in the house. No spoilers. Everyone's adamant about it. And the prediction championship will be on the line tomorrow morning and Sunday night, guys. Sorry, I saw
right. So you can wait it on Saturday and still not know if you won it by the end of Sunday.
Pretty much. Matthew, good to see you as always. Ronnie gave us a like. Thank you, Ronnie. Alexis, welcome back. Jesse, always a pleasure. Talon, big dog, how you doing? Love the shades. Looking good. Looking sharp.
Right.
Christian's back with us, Nick. Who else we got?
Bear saying, hey, what's going on, fellas? What's up, y'all? I turned 50 Monday. What up, my guy? Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah, half a century. Way to go, my guy.
You live in the UK, not Maine.
Look, we're going to have a birthday week around here. There you go.
Bear, there you go.
47. Making me feel young, fellas. I like it.
Well, I was going to say, that's, y'all know, y'all got summer birthdays and everything. That means y'all know what your parents were doing during the winter months.
100%. Yeah, absolutely.
You got to stay warm for the winter.
That's it, my guy. The Samoan Watchman back with us. Good to see you. Got Scott Rizzo already. Matthew Childs. Clash Scotland need to lower their price fast and long. All ringside and tiers are unsold. Major problem. Price in Scotland have a big football match that day. Interesting. I know a lot of people were upset about the prices, but I guess WWE got bank out of France. So they were like, the Scots are the same. No. Fuck that.
Right.
Oh, that's ridiculous. I'm no going.
I'll be doing none of that. I still want to prove or disprove that Samoan Watchman that he's Bronson Reed's brother or like his doppelganger. Like he's to Bronson Reed what you are to Kevin Owens.
Right. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I'm kind of with you. I see it. Uncle
Right,
Howdy
right,
is a
right.
secret organization run by the McMahons. You forgot about it. That's what it is. Vince McMahon is actually, it's not Howdy. Vince is ahead of all. It was me all along.
No, we wish we could forget about that shit. We wish we could. Prophet, what up? Rally, what up? Been a minute, my guy.
Yeah,
Hi,
Rally
KJ
Sport.
Nick. Looking forward to all the wrestling this weekend. Should be awesome. Yeah, well, there's literally something for everybody. Even if Rampage went on at 6 o'clock and we missed it, hallelujah if we did. No offense, but there's something out there for everybody in the wild world of wrestling this whole weekend because you've got Rampage, you've got SmackDown, you've got Collision, you've got King and Queen of the Ring, you've got Double or Nothing, and then we roll right back into the whole week of wrestling here. So you've got something at pretty much every time zone, every fucking price value, what have you.
Yeah, I think Rampage was on earlier.
You can have that. That ain't what I'm mad at.
It's weird.
That would be where we got the Deonna Purrazzo challenging Thunder Rosa for a match.
Thunderstore. Yeah, no.
Thunder Thighs.
Yeah, do you find it funny that Samoa Joe's been demoted to Rampage?
Well, I've seen people keep bringing up how he interacts with Hook and Shibata and kind of thinking that might become a little trio. But yeah, it's a little interesting. Samoa Joe is still one of those guys that I feel like if he went to WWE, he's still, especially now, he's back in the world title picture. He's back in the main event scene.
He'd definitely be in the main event scene. 100%. I mean, I love Joe. I love what he brings to the table. But yeah, it's just interesting. Same thing, like Roosh has been gone forever. He came back and it was like Rampage, here we come. Like he's on the C show circuit.
He's Bulls on Rampage.
Like, is that just punishment because Dragon Lee signed and Tony's still pissed?
I'd honestly start to really think that Tony does shit like that. And that's why you hear 100%. Stories like of Big Swole, of now even Ricky Starks, of just getting ghosted by the company.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks Tony's great, but he seems like a petty little bitch.
He 100% seems like a petty little bitch in that regard. And, you know, like you said, Big Swole said, oh, I just stopped hearing from him. Chavo Guerrero said it. Punk said it. Ricky has said it. Listen, where there's that much smoke, something to burning. Let's be real. Like, come on.
Facts. But J-Boy, what up? Heather, what up? Frank Carr, what up? Keyshawn, what up? I saw him saying something earlier about me ordering them fucking Young Buck shoes from Champs. And hell to the no. Not for, they're like 150 something bucks a pop, my guy. Who the fuck is doing that?
Yeah, I think I'd be going for the Nikes instead. Let's go.
I just spend like $30 to get a pair of fucking Skechers and call it a day. It ain't the shoes, it's the man that's in the shoes, motherfucker.
Is it the shoes? Nah, all right. I really hope Rampage was at 6. That makes me happy. Anyway, folks, we are rolling along. We are about 4 minutes away from showtime, so make sure you get in that chat. I see us creeping over 80. Let's get it to triple digits. Be a friend, tell a friend. It's going to be a fun night. Whether you know the answers or not tonight, as always, we're going to have fun talking about it. It's going to be a good one. And apparently we're not staying for Rampage. Woohoo! But other than that, we're getting ready for this 2 pay-per-views this weekend. Lots of talk, lots of buzz about both shows in a lot of regards. And still 62% of the people think that we are going to get Howdy.
Again, you could be 100% right, or I could be 100% right. Or we could both even be fucking 50-50 for all we know.
Yeah.
But that's what makes this great, is that it's provocative. No one knows what it means, but it gets the people going.
Right? Yeah, no, 100%. 100%, man. So I'm looking forward to it. And regardless, I mean, tonight's interesting. And whether people are already know the results or not, I mean, you're still going to get a decent situation, a decent match between Randy and Tama. Bianca's and Nia. Something decent. Bailey's going to take on Chelsea
Green with Piper Niven.
So I'm liking that. Chelsea going to take another L, doing her job.
Well, and we're still going to get Tonga versus Randy Orton. And also, I feel like it was advertised and now has since been dropped from the card. We were going to get Solo and Tonga Loa in a tag match together. And then did you see that they kind of fumbled it up and they put Tonga in front of Tonga Loa and all of this? And it feels like we got advertised that match and then they pulled it. Of like, oh, we fucked up.
Yeah, I didn't realize they pulled that match. I just thought they were going to change the graphic. That's hilarious.
I haven't seen anything advertising it really going into tonight, or even on their website. They don't have that up as one of like their kind of bubble matches that they pop up of like, here's what's going on tonight.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, you're not wrong. That's interesting. So if the winner gets a title match, do we get Orton versus Cody? Let's have that great night, fellas. Acknowledge Wrestling for Life. No, we appreciate it, Ridge. Good question. Could Randy Orton upset Gunther and be set to take on Cody at SummerSlam?
I think either one's a great option.
Hey, no.
It's choosing between whether you want, pizza or chicken wings. They're both good options. They're both kind of hard to fuck up. So might as well at least pick one of them.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. If I think there will be a time and place for Randy and Cody for sure. If it's now, great, let's do it. All types of marquee value for SummerSlam. I'd be okay with it. The other way around, I think it works perfectly.
Absolutely. Well, 47 is a good age option.
There you go.
Well, Jeff saying KJ didn't talk about MJF. Well, I've heard the rumors.
Not yet. How are you feeling about all the rumors that man?
I'm gonna wait until the first commercial break we get because the show's about to start here and everything like that. So I'll save that. That's what you call a tease in the business, folks. Wait until we get to a commercial break here, and then we can talk about that.
Absolutely. It just kind of popped up. Very interesting, very intriguing. But I do believe I am getting the start of the show. So, ladies and gentlemen, SmackDown is about to go live. Nick and I are going to sync on up.
I got Bob's Discount Furniture.
I got now.
Forward.
Okay, let's not miss each other.
I'm not trying to. I'm looking here.
James had pizza, by the way. The snowman is a petty bitch.
Yeah.
No.
Then.
How did you get to then?
That's the start of it. Now.
There we go.
I have now.
Yes, you do. So do I.
Right. Can YouTube TV. Hashtag not sponsored or anything. I shouldn't say, but our lovely overlord.
Yeah, I got the
together.
Okay, I'm slightly ahead. Let me know when you get the map of Jeddah.
I got Street View. Welcome. Well, and this is also the first weekly show that's happened from Saudi Arabia. It's only been premium live events before that.
Well, it's again.
Now I've got global. We're going.
I got a big golden bird.
I'll let you know when I get a bird. I'll give you the bird when I get the bird. Did you know the bird is the word?
Flipping the bird like a white kid from the Verb.
Right. I got a giant bird flying over the arena. There we go.
There we go, folks. That one's for you.
Get to the chopper. Yeah. Get to the blackbird. Yeah, the golden bird. Yeah.
Right. Then now, Wrestling for Life forever. Love it, James. You get a star.
Right.
MJF is in CM Punk's bag. Pause. Just had pizza for dinner. Right on, Dale. Let's go. OG in the house.
There we go.
There's Nia.
Everybody's showing up. But yeah, it's interesting because we know it's at least taped. So again, no spoilers. But this is the first episodic show that they've done that wasn't a premium live event that's taken place in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, and we saw it. It's kind of been a new trend. Well, they just film it in the afternoon and it'll air at 8:00 in North America.
Right.
Opposed to before, they would pre-tape it the week before. It's something that's definitely changed where they would film it in the States and then fly out. Now they're
But
like,
it's
fuck it.
also, we've talked about how now with them adding to 2 nights to SummerSlam, etc., they've established that they can do kind of these weekend, like they almost make it like a fucking festival, a festivus for the rest of us out there with, well, like you said, even with Money in the Bank, we'll have SmackDown out there, then we'll have Money in the Bank, then we'll have NXT Heatwave, and shit, we might even throw a Raw and just on the side, just because we're nice. So they're going to sit there and tap into that whole market and just get as much money for a weekend as they can.
100%. Like, you see what they're doing in Toronto. They're coming on Friday for SmackDown, Saturday for Money in the Bank. They're staying Sunday for Heatwave. Like, you can't go wrong. As Bianca Belair is gracing our screen.
Right. I got her Titantron right now. But, well, I was almost going to say, folks, let us know who you take for this match, but I know you motherfuckers.
We're not taking predictions.
You've already checked the fucking spoilers.
I don't trust y'all. Not happening. But here comes Belair.
Well, and so who out of these two would you rather see, Bianca Belair versus Lyra or Nia versus Lyra? To win for the Queen of the Ring, all of that. Like, which one would you?
I think Belair gives us a better match, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
On that route. But I feel like Nia is going to win it all. But would that make it 2 heel wins and maybe they try and go half, like 50-50? So maybe Nia doesn't win?
But you get 1 Raw win, you get 1 SmackDown win. Well, either way, I don't think Lyra is winning.
I don't know. She's at ringside. Nick.
She looks like she's the person playing the role of Nikki Cross in when they did the Page movie and everything. Okay. Lyra looks like she's playing Nikki Cross, just standing there at ringside.
This kid with the punk shirt behind the commentators is going hard.
Mans is out there about it.
And we have the local commentary team as well. Hey, brother, happy Friday night. SmackDown, God bless. Jordan Smith, good to see you. Good to see you. Folks, get in that chat. Don't be shy. Don't be quiet. Let us know what's on your wrestling mind as we are kicking off with the semifinal.
Still, look at the attendance, the whole venue, and this is when this shit looks really cool. It's like, think about it, this is the whole setup for tomorrow.
Yeah,
they have just SmackDown on it.
Yep.
So it's a huge fucking crowd.
Crazy. And I see what you're saying. Like, I mean, it's crazy to see this on a weekly SmackDown, right? And I get it.
Yeah.
But it's just the optics of it is phenomenal.
Oh, absolutely. As Nia Jax coming out right now, I think she's winning straight Queen of the Ring. We're starting to see that kind of mid-tier kind of establish itself here a little bit of how Tiffany needs a Money in the Bank. Jey Uso needs at least something here. Nia Jax you feel like she needs something a little bit to really, I guess, acknowledge that she's actually been good since she's came back and not, getting botchy mania.
Well, she's earned it. I agree with that 100%. And I do think that's where some of the fans get a little unreasonable and a little impatient because we want to get back to the time where, the whole show mattered. Every segment, for the most part, not 100%, but a lot of the segments, I mean, you had really, really good talent that had to go on 3rd and 4th and 5th because the depth was so good. That's kind of what we want to get back to. And I know the fans, Jay's got to win every match, but you need that middle. And I understand there's a give and take with it. But at the end of the day, is depth.
Facts. Well, and this is so we're on our way here as we've got to test the strength right now. But this is actually even historic to an extent because, like we were saying, this is the first weekly WWE television that they've had not on U.S. soil, I believe, or North American soil, I'll say it because Canada's there too.
Mm-hmm.
But
no, the first one in this region, but they've done a couple.
Fair enough.
France, Australia.
I'm a bad nerd.
It happens. It's all right. I got you, my guy. But semifinal match on and started And folks, I legit have no idea who wins this match. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't. I really don't.
Guilty. Oh no, I'm just saying. I can't say the same. Austin Cooper saying the stage is sick. Yeah, it is kind of their go-to Saudi setup here. But yeah,
yeah, it looks good though. I love it.
It always looks impressive as shit.
Yeah, the stage is sick. Like Austin Cooper likes it, man. And I mean, again, I know people. It's a Saudi show and blah 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 and whatever. It's a cool looking wrestling show.
Yeah, and you leave the politics out of it and just fucking enjoy it. I guess is the best way I could put it.
Dave, I don't look at spoilers anymore. Since an hour ago.
Guilty right now. As Bianca's got Nia in a corner wailing on her.
Yeah, nice match to start the show. I mean,
well, and remember, I'm not trying to fucking do PR for Saudi, trust me, at all. But let's remember that when they initially went over there or initially had their deal, there was no women's matches. No, not happening. Now we're getting to the point to where we're getting damn near almost women predominant cards over there.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's progression. I mean, if you've seen some of the pictures from like the wrestlers enjoying their day.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, imagine walking on the beach and you just look over to the right and be like, what the fuck? Is that a mirage? Like, where did I end up? So it's a little ironic. You see those pictures out on social media and then you come here and you're wearing a scuba suit. We got scuba Steves everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, but again, it is what it is, folks.
I digress
Before we get into all that nonsense. But we do go to our first commercial break. Belair's still in control of Nia right now.
All right. Well, all right. So
all right, let's go, Scarf.
So do we actually believe that he's going to show up at Forbidden Door, all of that? I've seen some people even pitch of like, what if he shows up and costs Swerve at Double or Nothing? I'm like, are you stupid? And you just forgo the entire Undisputed Kingdom story. You know, just castrate Swerve as a champion just fully. Now we just fully get rid of this. But I don't. Do you think he's as close to coming back to TV as everybody seems to be hyping this up to? And granted, it does feel a little bit of like, please save us. Please come back. Please, we need ratings. We need attention. We need someone who can actually do this shit.
It's to me two things. And you and I have talked about this a lot. And I always said there is no fucking way that Tony Khan, I know we give him a hard time, but he has to be sensible enough to lock up MJF. I imagine MJF has a few years left on his contract. I think when they had that whole issue before and he took some time off, I think that's when he re-upped because he was right. Why am I getting paid less than John Moxley? This makes no sense. And he probably still is. But at the end of the day, I could see them bringing him back even if he can't wrestle yet because ticket sales, you need to help try and sell ticket sales and you need to try and help your ticket sales in his neck of the woods. And ratings have been in the toilet.
But you drop him, you theoretically, if you're going to say that AEW has stories and that they follow through with them and everything, then you have to drop him into going at Adam Cole, which that whole group's fucking irrelevant too. It's just one of those. If I'm MJF, and I say this completely full Mark fan theory and everything with that, if I'm looking at AEW right now, I'm just saying, what the fuck did I sign up for if I re-sign a fucking contract there? Because you are now going to be LeBron James out there
when with the Lakers, right?
Well, no, not even the Lakers. When he was on the Cavs, and you got like nobodies that you're throwing the ball to. This guy was on a practice team somewhere.
Pass the ball to Will.
Shit, it's you have to, for continuity's sake, and if you want to say that you have stories and you're not admitting that you are in a problem and you have a rut, then you have to put him into the Undisputed Kingdom story because that's where we left off. That's what caused everything. That's the last time we left him. So you have to dump him into a dead story.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. Like, where do you, like, if he just shows up for the sake of showing up, like, maybe they do what they did, like, when Kenny, when they were going to Winnipeg, they announced Kenny. Now, Kenny still isn't medically cleared to do stuff, but you still get to advertise Kenny's going to be there to try and bump some local sales, right?
So you bring in MJF and have him take a bump to the elite?
Maybe. But now some people thought maybe he shows up and helps Team AEW tonight, Double or Nothing. But we don't know where he is with his health.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think the man was supposed to miss just about a year. And I know
originally said like 9 to 12 months, I thought. But that could have been exaggerated just for effect.
Fair enough. But yeah, it's be really weird, and especially if you drop him. Oh, as Nia's, we're back in action. As Nia's putting on a mini crown. She's got a mini crown on. Oh, we lost the mini crown. But to just kind of add him, and why would he of all people be the one to side with AEW? He's been the one that's, when my contract's up, and if we were supposed to go back to this whole heel MJF of when my free agency run, starts, it's going to be the bidding war of the history.
Yeah.
And I could see if you're going to bring him back and you do want to fully just dead the whole Undisputed Kingdom story and just fucking please, would be he's with the elite.
That would suck.
That would be, I don't want to say it'd be the Hogan turn, but it'd be one of those. No, hear me out, because it would be one of those, it'd be the biggest thing to hit that. At least he could at least do something with it, I hope.
Ooh.
I know it paid me to say it, but if he's gonna be there, he's got to be in something. I'd rather see heel MJF than babyface MJF.
And the Bucks would not agree to go against them because they know they'll get eaten alive. Like, there's no. But again, they really want to be heels. Maybe fucking with MJF is the right choice then.
No, because then that's. Your arms are too short to box with God. That's the game of fucking.
They won't go against them, right? Oh,
yeah, no.
One,
as I can use scarf. You're ahead of me. 2. I just got the 2 count.
Pitcher and pitcher, crossbody.
Yep.
There we go, folks. Rolling along.
Geekbox, what up, my guy?
Geekbox I was just on that one. There you go. Welcome back, Geekbox, as always.
Shout out you, and we saw the misses in the stream last night too. So shout out.
Better half.
Yeah, my better half is just glad I do this shit, and so she don't have to hear about it.
Right, save my freaking ears. How do you guys think we get Howdy tomorrow? If we do, does he just appear like Bray did when he came back, or does he get involved in something? I'll let you touch this one because you have a really good answer for it, and you've.
I still think that we get at the end of the show, we don't even get him even showing up at Saudi, anything like that. We get end of the show, lower.
Oh, sorry, Nick.
Oh, powerbomb. 1, 2, stupid, sexy Rhea pen.
The Saudi crowd's got a hard time. The Saudi crowd's got a hard time for being like not the most energetic bunch. They're loud so far.
And again, though, we've gone from a women's match where we couldn't have a women's match to now we're loud for a women's match.
It's awesome, right?
Right.
Back to you.
But I think that we get lower third goes out and everything. We think we're going home, and then we get glitches start playing and everything. We get maybe even a bigger tease. Like we saw the smile at the end of the last one. Everyone's like, "That's Bo Dallas. I know that fucked up teeth and that mustache anywhere."
Yeah.
But you get something like that that's a really cemented like video, and then that's it.
Yeah.
I don't think they get involved with anything.
Remember, what if they did the same idea of like remember what they did with Bray, right? Like everything started blinking, and then there was each puppet was in the kind of like the corridor.
Yeah,
you could kind of maybe do something that with the 6 or maybe 4 of them, like. A lot of even with that floppy disk, we were talking about that June 17th date What if the June 17th date only applies, pardon me, folks, to one of, like, what if that's Alexa, or like we get 3 of them? We don't have to get everybody all together. They could make us wait.
Oh, fair enough.
That looked ugly.
Yeah, well, so Bianca was going for the KOD on Nia, and then it was just too much, and Nia kind of rolled off of that. Now hits a
senton
leg drop.
No, there it is.
Bonsai drop.
So look, Nia Jax convincingly beat.
Can we call that the My Hole Slam?
Yep, we can.
We can, but yeah, I think we're getting Queen Nia as Nia Jax picks up the win here. If Bianca won, you were going to get the tension between her and Jade, especially because Jade was just in the tournament. And let's be honest, let's all just admit this as a collective wrestling fandom here, that Nia Jax has gotten significantly better from where she was when she left.
Yeah, she's good, man. She's a great heel. They book her like a badass. How many people has she squashed out now? So, I mean, again, I got to give her flowers, and I get it. If she was, 5'2", blonde, and 125 pounds, people would be pounding on the door. I'll give her all the opportunities. It is what it is at the end of the day. She's doing exactly what they're paying her to do. They're happy with her. I'm happy with her.
Right, and we're getting babyface versus heel for the finals tomorrow between Nia and Lyra. But yeah, you could but you could very much do, like you were saying, to where you get bits and pieces of them in the crowd. Speaking of the crowd, hey, I like this though from Nia saying, "Hey, you see that? That's Bianca Belair. That ain't you. You ain't Bianca Belair." That's a great way to get your top babyface that you just beat over, and still saying, "Hey, Rook, you ain't in this shit yet."
I'm not gonna lie. I think Lyra looking great tonight. And you're right.
Like very baby.
The arrogance and I just buzzed through her is how she explained it. Like, I didn't just beat her, I buzzed through her. I barely broke a sweat, and she's over there holding her knee. Like, you dead.
But you kind of need that. Like I said, it keeps, especially in this situation, like I said, you keep Bianca looking strong because you say, that's who that is. And I walked through them. Imagine what I'm going to do to you.
Yeah, you're not her. You're not her, boo-boo.
Right.
I like it. I give her credit. And again, smart little decisions of send somebody in there with a microphone, just kind of, keep the flow, because Nia is not always the best promo. Short, sweet, controlled, worked for me.
Did well too for cutting a promo like post-match too and everything. Normally somebody's blown the fuck up when they're trying to do that.
Anthony's pumped, but I will say this: I am surprised, Nick. The chat right now is 81% thumbs up for Nia versus Bird Lady. That they 80% said thumbs up. They like how this is played out as far as who.
Fair enough, because they're all 81% for Queen Nia.
Bird Lady for the upset.
No, she's gonna get plucked like a fucking KFC chicken, my guy.
Roll up win for sure.
Well, you mentioned confidence. As we're in another commercial break, I'll ask this about someone with confidence. Did you see Mercedes Moné in her interview with the Ringer? Shout out, seeing everything, but to where she said, "I am 100% the best women's pro wrestler right now."
I didn't see the interview. I saw the quote, and half of me think believes that this lady was just working, doing her job, selling herself as the best.
Bet yourself, 100%. 100, absolutely. We're the best team out there right now, motherfuckers.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think she kind of believes it in real life. For my money, she's not even in the top 20. Yeah, I mean, she's got to put her fucking money where her mouth is. If she's gonna quote that, kayfabe or otherwise, you got to show up and show out, girl. You better work on Sunday. This is highly anticipated, highly paid for. If you are as good as you say you are, put times you got to put your money where your mouth is, and she hasn't done it so far. For 2 months, she shit the bed, Nick.
Oh, absolutely. I initially read it and I was like, no, like you can't say that. Like that's not even close to right. But I do kind of like the bet on myself, motherfucker, because Christ, we even do it of 100%. I will go against anybody. We're the best out there doing it. Often imitated, never replicated, never duplicated. 100%. But at the same time, when you've been 2 bags of ass every Wednesday, like you really kind of, all right, you got to fix your fucking game here because you have not been well. You have not been well.
I said it last night. If you got somebody that didn't watch wrestling, sat them down in front of the TV and put on the segment with Willow and Sasha from last week and asked them who is getting, like, who's the bigger star here or who's making the most money, I think the majority of people would have been like, oh, that Willow girl. She was outgoing. She was charismatic. She delivered her lines. She put Sasha through the table. But
Willow's the star.
Yeah. And it's crazy because the other one's making all the money.
And that's why I think this is a lose-lose situation with this match because Willow's your star, but Mercedes is the one you paid more for. So she's got to go over, even though she's not going to be a draw. She's not going to do anything well. And then you hinder, Willow with that.
Yeah. And I mean, beyond that, you see the issue that, there was reports going around today from, online that, we've read it before. People backstage are getting frustrated, lack of TV time. The roster's too big, da. But again, imagine you're MJF and you are the heart and soul of AEW, but 7 people are making more money than you. Like, that's got to blow your mind. Like, wait, you're going to pay Sasha more than me?
But that's why I'm saying even more. Why the fuck would this man come back as, hey, Tiffany out here?
Belair having a bad night.
Tiffany's going to get fine. But why is she all suited and booted? She doesn't have a match so far that I know of tonight or tomorrow.
Maybe. Oh, look. Indy and Candice. Are we setting up a tag match? Yeah, setting up a tag match.
Fucking Beetlejuice out here with her fucking striped shirt.
Definitely.
Candice. Will you fucking go away now because I said it 3 times?
There, Jade in the house.
Oh, my.
Look at the abs.
They're shining through the singlet and everything. Bro, she came in straight up like she looks like a fucking superhero. Even compared to Bianca, who Bianca's like one of the fittest women in that whole division, looks like a powerhouse, looks like a beast. Jade just looks like God tier, just size-wise and everything.
Yeah. But those two were definitely doing Beetlejuice. They looked like
yeah, that was I can't remember the woman's name.
Elvira? No, that's
I was gonna say Wednesday, but I was like, nope, that's Adam's Family.
The Judd girl.
Winona Ryder,
whatever the fuck. I'm not invested in Willow at all either, though. Okay.
Wallow and Willow, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, look, we got the Fireflies out. I think this is where we get the QR code. Yeah, their QR code.
Yeah.
So the QR code, if you are watching right now, that QR code is the one that's been solved that we were talking about earlier. Leads you to the old journals, the old journal entries, the MySpace, the cult-looking page.
There's just Tom out there in the corner with it and everything.
Yeah.
But we are getting a Waller effect right now.
I feel like we haven't had a Waller effect in a while.
We haven't had a Walter or a Walter effect in quite a while.
Right. Gotta go. Thank you, Denisha.
Yes. And for those who don't know, we did talk
Lydia.
about that. And we have there we go. And we do have the I just remember jumping in on Rock Your Body in time. But we do have the website that QR code takes you up at the top of the chat, I believe.
Yeah, the link's in the chat, folks. If you're curious, you want to check it out.
Right.
Great news. My New York Rangers have found life. Well, they need it. They're in tough. It's
only 1-0.
No, but I mean, their opponent, they're in tough. Like Florida's, I mean, both these series are going to be really good. Double overtime last night for Edmonton, Dallas, but New York can win tonight. Like both series can go 7, but they're going to be physical. They're going to be hard. It's going to be 2 good series.
Well, then I'm sure that AEW will be able to wash away their terrible ratings with, well, everyone was excited about the hockey. Everyone was excited about the basketball, so they weren't tuning into us.
Mm-hmm. Right?
Oh, so Carmelo coming out right now. Is this going to be the heel shtick on SmackDown of just early, like mid to late 20s douchebag?
Yep.
Think about it. Logan, Carmelo, Grayson Waller, Austin Theory. We're kind of there.
150%, my guy.
There's still, like, I feel when I'm watching this, just because of the fucking setup, like I'm watching King and Queen of the Ring. Like, yeah, this is a pay-per-view.
It's the pre-show, bro.
Honestly, but that's when we can ask this, but when this show is done, was this a better go-home show, a better pre-show, essentially, for Queen and King of the Ring versus Dynamite from this past week with Darby playing, fucking flamethrower man.
It was GTA 6 broke out at AEW style. It was the funniest shit, all of it.
He was playing Hank Scorpio out there.
Half the rock.
Hey, Tony, on your way out, don't feel free to kill anybody you want.
Right. There was fucking a carjacking, a flamethrower. Half a dozen of the wrestlers were bleeding. Half of them were mugged. Like, this was like, did Tim Burton book this one? What happened? Like,
we're going all the way back to Tim Burton now.
Right, Mr. fucking Freeze.
Right.
Oh.
So this is interesting. So they're all lamenting about how they hate LA Knight.
Yeah. And they were setting
LA Knight has become the poochie amongst heels.
Right. AEW Thunderdome. I think that's what we're getting in Houston for 6 weeks in the summer.
Oh, God.
Or in not Houston, but just outside of Dallas. The esports.
As long as they have an AC unit, that's good.
Carmelo before LA Knight come out. Mello is bland and annoying. I don't think so.
I feel funny with that, Boston, because I feel like if this was like 2 to 3 weeks ago, he'd be singing this man's praises.
Here comes LA Knight. Is the King of the Ring back next year for Saudi? Is this a one-off PLE? King of the Ring will be back, I believe. I'm hoping, I imagine. Triple H seems to be fond of it. Maybe that will be the new Saudi show this year, around this time every year.
I mean, it's only fitting with the kingdom of Saudi Arabia that you have King and Queen of the Ring. Right. That's why before it was even just the crown jewel.
Right. Dun, 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 dun. Best looking belts are on the screen right now. Yeah, I do like these tag belts. They're wicked.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. Jasmine, what up? Yes, Double or Nothing will be on Troll TV. Yes. Jasmine, what up?
How rude.
Marshall, enjoy Rampage.
No.
I will, because it already happened.
Best episode ever. Best Rampage. I'm sorry we missed it.
Boston saying I've never seen Melo's praises, not once. No, I don't. I ain't got time to do the homework on it. But
no, I mean, I think Melo's young, up and coming. He might not be the most, again, the most.
Let me talk to you.
But I mean, his whole gimmick in NXT, the him, and like even the entrance with retiring the jerseys, I think he's done well. But he's in a big pond now.
Yeah, as they want to address the plants that LA Knight tossed out here, but for anyone that thinks that LA Knight's been getting buried, has been lost in the shuffle, what have you, he's still out here getting the biggest reaction out of this entire segment. And this entire segment is revolving around him.
Yep. And again, man, like I said, we kind of went through the heyday of like, Mick Foley and Undertaker were the mid card, or you show in, oh, we got to fight.
Triple H at one point was the fucking mid card versus The Rock for the IC belt. Yeah.
Or even the fucking, given, oh, wait, we got company. Here they come, the Street Profits. With BFAB.
No, BFAB attempted to be there. She's just like, y'all gonna have that.
Go on without me.
Even what I'm mad at.
But yeah, all right. So we're gonna get a 6-man now.
Can we just call them the Spearmint Street Profits, because their fucking attire constantly makes me want to chew like some 5 gum or something like that. Some Wrigley Spearmint.
The Wrigleys. The Peppermint Twins. I don't know what to tell you.
The Peppermint Patties.
6-man tag player. Let's go.
Right.
Yeah, up next, we are in a commercial break. We are rolling along right now, folks. We still got lots of time to go, but Nia has qualified for King and Queen, or Nia has qualified for Queen of the Ring. We have yet.
I mean, she's been in the men's rumble, so she can sit there, and all of a sudden, it's a triple threat player.
But yeah, no, I mean, so far we just got a new QR code. If you haven't seen it, the link is in the chat. Very interesting, and there's a lot, guys. Like, that's the thing that blows me away is the amount of detail, the amount of effort they're putting in. Like, it could literally be like you click a link, it takes you to a page, it has a smiley face and says, we're coming soon. Like, but this is like multiple pages and clues on every page, and like you said, these weird things where you find a rabbit in Italy for no reason. Like, who knew that was even fucking there? Like, that's the intricacy of.
I get that's why, there's, I don't want to put it this way, but I'm going to put it this way, of people like you who are that passionate about it, because it's such an ARG that it takes you completely out of everything. And it almost feels like it's its own universe within our universe type shit and everything. So that's what's great about it. And it's that they put this much effort into it. It's surprising they're the only ones that's done that or been able to do that, but I digress. But yeah, I think it's great with that, but it still does need to reach an end. You can't go so long with it.
Listen, we had this debate about Money in the Bank. It's coming. I think, and you know what's funny? When we asked Anthony last night, he said, "I just don't like reveals in Saudi. Like, save your reveals and such." Now, maybe that's an American sentiment, but I understand the idea. Like, you can bring it back, even if you do it at Clash. Like, maybe that's a better stage for it. But look out!
Are we mad? Tonga Loa debuted at Backlash.
No.
So then, why would we be mad if Howdy and the gang show back up at Saudi?
Fair enough. Yeah, absolutely. And again, I think there could be, like, maybe tomorrow we get like Howdy's in the middle of the ring, big spotlight, light goes out. That's all we get. Like, lights go out, spotlight hits Howdy, he's standing in the ring. Everyone's like, "Holy fuck, it's Howdy." Lights go back out, and that's all we get.
This is just proof positive that everybody loves fucking spooky and scary stories and everything. Being out by the campfire and all of that, and especially when you don't know. That's been the biggest thing, and especially with diehards like us and most of our chat and everything that watch pro wrestling, the diehards, the smart marks, the fucking IWC, I still hate that term, all of that. When we don't even fully know, that's when it's really good. Absolutely. That's when it's on a different level.
Yeah,
because that's so rare at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and again, like, just getting into that realm of, disbelief. Yeah, make me stretch it and make me, even as a grown ass wrestling fan, you know, give me a reason to get behind it and go along with the story. As we're getting a Blair Davenport package.
I forgot she got called up.
See, I like that they do these packages when, you know, when someone comes back or when you get a call up, they take the time to explain why does this person matter.
Hey, it's almost like other companies, and I'm looking a certain Con's way, could do similar shit to this and everything. To all right, cool. So you've got 10, 15, 30 second tops to explain to me why I should give a shit about this person. And you can sit there and do this right before they debut.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that hard.
Again, I'll be watching AEW Double or Nothing in pay-per-view in Spanish. Do you speak Spanish, Christian?
Habla inglés.
I knew he was. That's perfect. Again, I'll be watching AEW. Yeah, okay. Or is it just like, are you trying to like Rosetta Stone in it? What's up?
I mean, you do you, boo boo. The choice is yours.
Links in Discord. No, links above in the chat, sir.
Well, I did
is
also
in the Discord
put
as
in
well.
The Discord as well.
Yeah.
So if you, I can share the link to the Discord, what have you, everything. But yes, I shared the link as much as I could.
All right.
I tried.
I have a feeling that Double or Nothing is going to be really good. I think it's going to be better than King of the Ring. I kind of lean in that way too. Like as far as like what they like, we know we're going to get some bangers in there, Nick. Like we might get a bunch of bullshit, but I'm wondering again. It would be like King of the Ring is a solid show, start to finish, right? A really nice, solid average. But you know, AEW being like AEW is going to be those huge spikes, right? So it's going to be an interesting. Like we're going to get higher highs with Double or Nothing, but lower lows.
I'll put it this way, and I think this is even more of a testament why I think you get the Howdy return at Saudi, is that I feel if you don't get the Howdy reveal at Saudi, Double or Nothing is going to have more talk about, more quotable talk about, tweetable moments and everything like that. You know, coming out of that show, good, bad, indifferent, what have you, than King and Queen of the Ring. It feels like a very safe play as a pay-per-view. And I don't think there's going to be a huge talkable, right? But I don't think there's going to be a huge talkable moment out of it unless you get the Howdy reveal. And when you've got fucking Anarchy in the Arena and barbed wire steel cages on the other show, you're going to have talkable moments and tweetable moments out of that.
But you got to give them some credit to the fact that you're naming two number one contenders coming out. You're going to name a King and the Queen and an actual really good, you know, kind of the return of a proper King of the Ring tournament. So I mean, there is some notable, like I said, you're right, like but you know, it's going to be up against Darby set half the fucking crowd on fire, and
right. And I'm not saying one will be in ring or as a better pay-per-view would be better, but I'm saying if you're notable on the water cooler, you're going to see a fucking tweet about Malachi and Copeland in a fucking barbed wire steel cage, and I think you will Cody versus Logan.
Yeah, 100%. Who was? Sorry, I got the Rangers game on one of my monitors.
Oh,
and somebody just got annihilated. Christian, you're a New York Rangers fan. Who just got Pop-Tarted? That was huge.
Jerry Seinfeld and the movie about Pop-Tarts and Kellogg's and everything like that. Have you seen that? That's an actual thing coming out.
What?
They're doing a whole Jerry Seinfeld movie and everything like that. Well, Jerry Seinfeld's in it, but it's about
I did see it. That's awesome. No, that's got a crazy cast to it. Looks like a silly movie, but it's
like Scary Movie, except it's like Serial Movie instead of Scary Movie.
Serial Movie. Well, but yeah, we still got a 6-man tag going on, by the way. We haven't mentioned in a while.
Fair enough. As right now, I've got Grayson Waller and Austin Theory working over the Street Profits, or at least Dawkins.
AEW wrestlers have to overcome the bad booking, the storylines. Okay, this is the last thing I'm going to say, then I'm going to jump. But I talked about this on Wednesday, where people say, like, tune in on Wednesdays. It's where the real wrestling is. But, like, if you watch the Go Home show, it was all hot-shotting. It had nothing to do with the actual wrestling. Now, people are going to say, well, KJ, that was just a Go Home show. But when you go 7 for 7 on matches that have an aftermath, that's not good booking. That's lazy booking. when what was the most talked about thing about Dynamite? Not your champion, not the rivalry, not the story, a fucking flamethrower. And Tony Khan proving to Jim Cornette that he actually drives. Like that was the two things. So that becomes the dilemma. But the one saving grace that I think you talk about a lot, Nick, is they, a blind squirrel could put two of these guys or girls in the ring and get a good match out of them.
A prime example is Ospreay and Danielson. That's one of arguably AEW's best match of the year so far. And they had to do nothing but employ both of them at the same time and put them together.
Like, I think Ospreay and Roddy are going to bang. I think it's going to be an outstanding match. But
the story is shit. The story to it is shit.
Sucks. The reason sucks. Maybe Ospreay going after a mid-card title sucks. Like, you could have made Ospreay the captain of Team Canada to take on the Elite as, I'm the new blood around here, bruv. But,
you what, bruv? I still hate the triple main event. I'm going to throw that in before you probably leave. I still hate the triple main event because if everybody's the main event, nobody's the main event.
That's it. Everyone gets a participation medal. And that is one of my beefs with like 2-night pay-per-views is it feels like a participation medal if you water down the back end of the card of like, you're just on here because we need to fill it.
But if you do it and you do it like we've seen at times, even with this WrestleMania, to where it plays into the second night, like Japan does. If you do it and it fills into the second night, I don't mind that as much.
Yeah. And you even mentioned it's an opportunity for like something like a Royal Rumble to be, you got 2 Rumbles, 1 night each. And I'm like, that makes sense. Now women get the main event, night 1 of the Rumble. Men get to,
it gives shit time to breathe.
It kind of does instead of sandwiching them.
Right. Yeah. I don't want to watch 2 elimination chambers in the same show. That's what burned people out on the chamber pay-per-view as a whole.
Yeah. I'm going to go on that note because
fair enough.
That's one of our epic fights.
Go ahead. As KJ's taking a pause for the cause, we're back in action. Shadow Geebox, thank you very much for the super chat of, yes, a proper King of the Ring, either number 1 contenders on the line. My one complaint has been fixed. Finally, going to be awesome. Fair enough. I do think that we still get the King General. And I like that there's an added weight and a caveat to actually winning this. It amplifies the, stakes to it a bit. I wish they would have done that from the start, almost, if anything. I feel like we kind of thought that was going to be the case, but if they would have announced that from the start, I think you add weight and gravitas to every match instead of just the final match. As Dawkins with a knockout punch to Waller here, as LA Knight taking out Theory on the outside here. Larry, what up? Willow Nightingale is defending her title at a New Japan show before she faces Monet. I cannot confirm nor deny this. I feel like I need to deny this, though, Desmond, but as LA Knight stop at a mud hole through Waller, takes out Carmelo. John C., did y'all see the tweet I sent you guys to Discord? No, John, we have not, because we've been in this thing called live. So I've not been able to look at my phone yet. Maybe KJ has looked at it, but I have not. Right now, LA Knight with a little shoulder barge slingshot. Pop-up power slam. Elbow drop. Yeah, for anybody out there that's thought that LA Knight's gotten buried with, he lost in King of the Ring. Well, I thought he was about to hit a blunt force trauma. Code breaker from Carmelo on LA Knight. Yeah, no. LA Knight is still that guy. And I do want at some point Montez Ford versus Carmelo Hayes as big pounds from Dawkins. That was a really good and really quick sequence here. Waller, I hate this finish. The roll into bullshit gets caught into the BFT. Let's go. She's facing Tam Nakano at the next New Japan show before Nothing for Nothing. Well, unless that's happening right now or earlier tomorrow, I don't think that's the case, sir. Because Double or Nothing, Double Dose of Nothing is tomorrow night. Frog splash from Carmelo, and he just hit that man all up in the groinal region. 3 count as Montez Ford, the Street Profits, and LA Knight pick up the 1-2-3 over Grayson Waller, Austin Theory, and Carmelo Hayes. Tonight at 3. Fair enough, Desmond. Cool. I will try and, I guess, catch that on the back end. That's insane if that's an actual true thing of you're going to have somebody defending your title and having a match over in Japan literally right before they have your pay-per-view in Vegas. If that's an actual live event, that's insane. Yeah, that you have that. Nick B is saying quadruple main event for Mania. Nah, that WWE's done that before with like the whole every match is a main event type shit and everything. And does anyone hit a fucking frog slash currently better than Montez Ford? But they've tried that before with every match is a main event. And when every match is a main event, none of the matches are main events. When you put value on everything, nothing then has value. That's really what it is. Keyshawn saying God need the tag titles. I'm still waiting until we get the dream match, and this is an actual dream match of mine, unlike TK's, of the Usos versus Gorillas of Destiny in a tag match. It doesn't even have to be for the titles, but I could see that, and I'm glad that we're going back to a bit of Tama Tonga, how he was in New Japan, and we haven't lost that if they haven't been fully, strictly WWEized, as we've got Logan talking about the brass knucks from the kickoff yesterday. So they're trying to make Melo a heel. He's been a heel. I would have thought he's been a heel. He was a heel with the whole Trick storyline. As I've got Cody backstage right now, but why does Riyadh have the WWE experience? America, is it good enough? No, it's that they have money upon money to spend for that. It's not that they wouldn't do it here. It's that no one wants to pay for it. As we have Randy and Cody kind of squaring each other up, kind of halfway looking at each other, what have you. This could be a thing. We've talked about it of, could Randy Orton win King of the Ring and we set up at SummerSlam? We set up Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes here. As I am in now, I believe, my 3rd commercial break. So I will remind everybody, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. We do this for anything and everything when it comes to pro wrestling. Often imitated, never replicated, never duplicated. We're going to be back at it like a jackrabbit tomorrow morning. Brunch with the boys, 9, 10, 11, however many at this point. But it's going to be King and Queen of the Ring. We're going to be here live at 11:30 a.m. Eastern, going through anything and everything coming from Riyadh, or is it in Jeddah? But we're going to be live from Saudi Arabia with all of that. And then Sunday, Double or Nothing, 6:30 p.m. We will be here live, even before the kickoff show, where the kickoff show, the wrestling friends you need in your life, but you don't got in your life, all of that. But we're going through this crazy weekend in wrestling, of stacked weekend, actually, of we've got pay-per-views on pay-per-views back to back here. So be a friend, tell a friend, make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe button. He's probably got a billion tweets about the same thing. Why? Big Dog saying, fun fact, Saudi Arabia has cars made out of solid gold and cars made out of pure diamonds. Now that's a rich country. I don't think that's a thing at all. Put down the National Enquirer and pick up the Wrestling for Life 100%. We're the actual news compared to, Meltzer out there being the National Enquirer when it comes to pro wrestling, I feel. No, Nia won by pin later. Yes, she did. Alrighty, all right. No Jim Ross this Sunday. Yes, T's and P's 100%. If I did see this, I will admit, as a smoker, in one way or another, of Jim Ross having to end up being in the hospital because of shortness of breath, medical issues, what have you, and everything. And I guess he kind of let it slip on the Twitter on the X first day that he actually does smoke and he's trying to quit and everything. So, yeah, hopefully JR, good old JR, who's been through the ups and all the downs when it comes to medical stuff and everything, is able to fucking pull a quick comeback and be back on television. Gordon saying, do you think Swerve will retain? Absolutely. I think you're crazy if you think he doesn't. If Swerve does not retain at this pay-per-view, you have fucking castrated that man as a top star in your company, as an main eventer, not even just as a champion. You've killed him as a champion. But you have then cut the legs fully out of him of being any sort of top star in your company if you have him lose that match. They've already tried to do it as much as they can, I feel, throughout the booking post. What was the last one? Was it Revolution? No, it was Dynasty. There we go. As right now we're getting a video package advertising how we're doing 2 nights in Minnesota for SummerSlam. And you can let me know how you feel about this, but I feel that this is a little bit of a make good of, hey, Minnesota, you were hard in the paint for WrestleMania and you didn't get it. So we're going to still give you a 2-night main event. We're going to give you mini WrestleMania. You get close to WrestleMania, but not quite. So I don't think this is going to be a consistent trend. I think that they still could do it. I think it's going to be more, if they do stuff like this is going to be tied into the UFC TKO weekends type thing of, especially since they're merging their, event planning staff and everything like that. I think that's more going to be the case. I think this was just literally a make good of, hey, you didn't get WrestleMania and you went hard in the paint for it. So we're going to give you a SummerSlam for 2 nights. Speaking of 2 nights, I don't know how I got there. But yeah.
Speaking of every night, let's go.
Right.
How's it going?
How you feeling? Well, we just got a video package for SummerSlam going to 2 nights in 2025, 2026 for
26.
Minnesota. 26.
Yeah. And somebody asked about Jesse Ventura. That is a possibility. I heard they were talking. As well, I got Tama on the screen right now with Paul. A lot of people talking about the growling and the.
Have you not watched Tama in New Japan?
Yeah, he's crazy. Like, is it?
That's like, well, I'm waiting for him to come back with the face paint and everything like that. Like when him and Loa come back with the face paint and everything,
right?
And then everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, they're just trying to be like, copy this," right? And it's like, no, they've been doing this, my guy.
As I got Cody Rhodes, but yeah, no, 100%, Nick. And I mean, it goes to show you how much of the general audience doesn't watch outside of their favorite wrestling.
But that also, we can't say that fully without being the same people that say, well, it's on the company to acknowledge and blend that in a little. Well, because we can't sit there and take shots at one company when they don't do it, and not take shots at another company. Sorry.
Yeah, but how are you going to bring in Tama? Like, they did a good job. They can't really explain the Tama. Wait, Tama's going to growl, folks. Like,
he's going to do some face painting, crawly. He's going to do some weird shit.
He's going to do some
just
weird
accept
shit.
It.
The American Nightmare. Welcome back.
That's valid. That's more nuances to the character that you can't fully explain, and like you can't do a video package. For that.
Yeah, vignette where
just so you know, this dude might be crawling in some shit.
He foams at the lips, folks. We don't know what to tell you.
Right. He might have rabies. We cannot confirm nor deny.
Maniquest boys coming to the ring. That's funny as shit, Boston.
I got Cody just slapping all the hands.
That's it. That's it. But folks, we are rolling along. Cody Rhodes getting to the ring. We are here all night long. Do not go anywhere. Make sure you be a friend, tell a friend. Let's see if we can get those 15 to go. Let's go. We want triple digits, bad boy.
Well, I like this. My 4-year-old stood up at her birthday party last weekend and shouted, "Acknowledge me," in front of everybody. It was the proudest moment of my life. Now, did you acknowledge her, sir? That's the biggest question.
Nope, not happening.
Nope. You're built in. There we go. You got. It's only the one. Can't do two.
There it is.
There we go. Pyro.
Make a liar.
You're like Jimmy Jacobs getting all the unnecessary pyro.
Right?
Did you see he showed up back up on Ring of Honor and just fucking they spent the pyro budget on that man.
To fight to get squashed by Satnam. Crowd is going insane.
Right.
Hey, yo! Before Cody can get a word out, here comes Logan.
She was acknowledged for about an hour and a half. Everybody couldn't stop laughing. There you go.
Right.
Logan.
Why won't they let Tama do any of his moves? Are they? I don't know if they're preventing him from. Well, we haven't seen him wrestle a lot, but I don't know if this is accurate.
He does the moves. What is there to complain about?
Yeah, I don't think we've seen enough. I give it a little more time. I don't think they're preventing him from. I mean, like I said, they're letting him do his growly, crawly stuff, so we're good.
He's had like a singles match.
Right.
Calm down.
Christian, this is funny. I don't know why I found this so funny. Friendly reminder, the USA will be 250 years old in 2026. Thank you. Justice for Anna J.
What the fuck?
Or Anna.
That's my response to both those comments back to back. Of just what the fuck?
Right? Jacob and Zilla. We're still waiting. Lots of buzz about Zilla. So apparently he's doing pretty good in the indie circuit.
Yeah, he's got this thing called He's a Samoan. Yeah. It's really great.
Mm-hmm.
As
Logan cutting a paw on Cody is what I just said. Yep. Welcome to the Wrestling for Life Network, folks. We get our shit together.
Hey, but no, I still liked it. It was a cold line from Logan saying, "I can't wait to kick off the Logan Paul Levesque era."
I thought that was good. Maybe you're smarter than me. I predict some trash talk.
Logan is not smarter than any human being in his fucking environment.
KG, you think Meltzer and Alvarez are working?
Oh, no. Their beef?
Yeah, no, I don't think they're working, Keyshawn, just because when they implied that Kenny was mad at Dave squashed it. So if they were beefing, Dave would be the first one to tweet like, "Oh, it's just for entertainment, people. We don't really."
No, I think Dave's working. I think
working a different way. Yeah. No, I think Alvarez has got to the point where he knows that if he doesn't acknowledge some of this shit, he looks equally as bad. So he has to point out the obvious, or else he looks like a douche pillow.
Right.
And that's what I think the separation between the two of them is. And Dave is, drank all the Kool-Aid. Like we were talking about cults earlier. He is fully invested. I'm convinced he has a hand in the booking.
I would not be surprised. That's why he's mentioned so much. But Cody out here just tearing apart Logan. But I will say this, shout out Matt Kuhn, because I saw him bringing this up. I think that now there's such a rumbling and a discontent amongst the locker room that they're using somebody like an Alvarez, somebody like a Meltzer, what have you, to get a message across that they know is going to fall on deaf ears outside of, well, I read it on Wrestling Observer Network. So that's where your actual boss is going to read your fucking complaint versus actually hearing it from you.
Yeah,
which is weird as shit, but yeah.
No, you're right. It's horrible. It's a horrible way to manage. And we've seen it before where the wrestlers go to Jeff Hardy did it. Others have done it where they go public with their grievances, and next thing, they're getting booked maybe for a little bit, maybe not solid, but we got a ref.
Right? Oh, so we're calling out Logan of he's saying I don't have the breast knucks, not no way, not no how. I don't got nothing on me.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was one of the things coming out of yesterday's pre-kickoff show thing they did was Logan gave back his brass knuckles and said he will not use them. Well, we don't believe him.
Still, I mean, my guy, I know I won't ever have the piece on me, but I'm not going to sit there and just risk getting patted down in case I fuck up on a day.
Right. I love the energy of the crowd in Saudi. They've got good energy. I know they take in the past, they've taken some heat, but I feel like tonight the energy in the building is good. They're right with what there should be right with.
And it's weird because the narrative has shifted of they were the one that they had, Yokozuna stunt doubles in battle royals because that's all they still remembered in wrestling. To now they're on point with every storyline, every story beat going.
Sorry, Nick. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Busted. Why wouldn't you know they were there?
Bro, you had it in a pocket. Like not even you gotta check in the undercarriage or anything. You ain't really trying to hide that. You had that in a pocket.
Like you didn't think he was gonna check the cargo pocket? Busted. Wait.
Hey, it's the
guilty.
It's the story of Logan Paul's life of trying to bullshit saying I ain't up to some shit. When you get caught red-handed, I'm up to some shit.
Yeah. That ain't my pick.
Right.
I wanted to click on this one. I'll get to it in 2 seconds. I interrupted your thought, though.
I can't remember what my thought was, so have at it.
What's your guys' thoughts on Conrad Thompson? I find him weirdly defensive of AEW and TNA now. Just sounds childish to me. You and I have talked about Conrad before. I listened to more Conrad than I care to admit. Listen, first and foremost, it's just I don't know. It's his cadence or his tone. I find him hard to listen to. But beyond that, he is very open about his relation. Like I'm friends with Tony Khan. I'm friends with a lot of the guys that
he's upfront about it. Like he saves himself from being called a shill. Because he's so upfront about it. Like he admits that he's a shill right out the gate. No, go ahead.
He does get defensive, right? Like, and you see it, especially, I like the times where if Eric in particular, it kind of goes over the top. Like that guy's an idiot. He's like, oh, come on. Like, it's almost like I have to make sure they know that I'm not teaming up on them.
Right. Cody just going after Logan here. But yeah, Conrad's, he's a good straight man. The Southern draw is fucking paint drying at times.
Hi, y'all.
And the man has 1,000,001. The man's a human advertisement, I feel.
Oh, yeah.
That's the biggest to me. That's the biggest turn off. I know we pitch of we're still getting growing, but when you're like got houses paid by podcast, my guy, I don't need to know about all the shows. I don't. You're the Southern Alex Jones of fucking wrestling a little bit.
Yeah, and again, listen, that's the one thing. If Dave Meltzer would come out and say, "Listen, I have an affection and a loyalty to AEW, kind of the way Conrad does. I'm friends with Tony. I'm really supportive of what Tony's doing. Maybe then we'd respect him a little more. But he does it in a way that it's, I don't know what you're talking about. I call it down the middle. They earn those 97 stars that I've given them in 5 years. As we got Randy with Byron."
Yeah, no. Again, the salmon soup, but Conrad's all right in small doses.
Yeah, again, he's not terrible, but again, just very, very
vanilla.
Yeah, very vanilla, very, kumbaya, keep the peace, don't ruffle any feathers, never say anything controversial. more than happy to set up the other person for that. So,
He's a
yeah,
great man, but a terrible
Mhm.
personality.
Yeah. Logan is bogus. Boo this man.
Boo this man. Archeo, Kyle saying, who does Logan feud with next? KJ Nick. I think he could take. Well, shit. That's the
LA
thing
Knight.
is, if you're a champion, I don't want you to take. Well, I can't say that because Roman did it, but
Hey.
he's got to at least take time off ish till SummerSlam.
Who was
Mission
that?
and Bailey.
Was that Mission?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
They paid to bring her over. That's awesome. Oh, Naya. I'll see you soon, Bailey Cakes.
Oh. I like that though. Like that as a SummerSlam match works pretty fucking well.
Mm-hmm. And they have history.
And is it weird that you're setting up not 1 month away, you're setting up like 2, damn near almost 3 months away of with it being a SummerSlam of it's a long shot.
Yeah, a
like
little bit surprised.
Game.
Now is it similar to like Royal Rumble to Mania in that kind of regard?
A bit, because granted though, I feel when's the last time we saw a title change between Rumble and Mania?
Rare
versus
nowadays.
Between now and SummerSlam. Like I'm already predicting we see at least one. So I think it'll be really interesting if you could be going into this setting up towards one person and then go to another person in your mind's eye, what have you.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, it was very interesting because you do have kind of two decently big shows with Clash and Money in the Bank in between, right? Like,
right.
So what does that mean? And then you got to keep in mind, someone's going to win Money in the Bank, and you're going to have 2 #1 contenders going into SummerSlam.
Theoretically, yes.
Yeah, right. So now the plot thickens.
Yeah, that's why I wonder now. And I'll ask you even this: should they have announced that this was for a #1 contender shot at the start of the tournament, or how do you feel that they did it pretty much right at like the semifinals, finals here?
Yeah, I heard Triple H today saying like that was, they were saving the announcement for when they got here, and that was by design. I don't know. I wonder if he's bullshitting a little, but at the same time, I don't know. Like I kind of like the tournament stood on its own merit, so now it just kind of feels like a cherry on top of something that was already kind of good. So
yeah, but if you add that at the start, does that not feel like an extra little bit of spice? That's that salt bay that just adds a little bit more.
Yeah, that's where I'm wondering if Triple H was like, did they just read the room again, kind of like the Rock situation, and go, maybe we should do this, because that, that's the one knock is, so what, they get a crown and a scepter, like, great, but what does it mean? So I wonder if this was a bit of a pivot. He sells it as, oh yeah, we were going to do this all along, which fair enough. So I get what you're saying 100%. Like it does add, right, a little more importance to the whole dynamic,
right? And I'm not against it, because again, I don't want it to be just the Sheamus, he gets a crown and then just all of a sudden he's Lord of the Woodland Nymphs and shit like that. No, this should actually have some carryover beyond you just get to walk around with a crown and a scepter.
Yeah, 100%. So I like it. I mean, again, I think the only comparable I can come up with is like Royal Rumble to Mania. There's Elimination Chamber in the middle. It just means I like your argument, because my fear was it kind of makes it a lame duck situation. Like if there is a rivalry for the 2 pay-per-views, Cody versus somebody, or Damian versus somebody, you start wondering like, all right, well, maybe the title won't change because we're already building to SummerSlam. But what you said was, well, we don't know. Like we have no idea what 2 people are going to make it to SummerSlam.
Absolutely, 100% here. Well, speaking of 2 people are going to make it, well, one's going to make it here for a minute.
We're down to 1.
2 people.
Never let go, Jack. Anyone thinking Logan is winning, as in beating Cody for the title, is not happening? I would say they do it at SummerSlam. but they have that mapped out for Cody. I agree, Ridge. I don't think there's any chance. I think there's 0% chance, especially when you took the U.S. title off the table, that there's any way that Logan Paul wins this match. I really don't see it. I don't think it's going to be the case. And I think, you'll probably get you're looking something marquee for Cleveland. Maybe it's like an LA Knight, Logan Paul by the time they get to SummerSlam. It'd be something like uber babyface, but because someone's got to hang. You're almost going to have a split crowd. I don't even know if Logan Paul's popular in Cleveland, so we'll find out. But I got DIY and Private Party with B-Fab. Someone asked earlier, why is B-Fab still in the company? Why did she not get released? They're giving her a chance. They just really haven't done much with her. I don't know that I dislike her. I don't know if I do actually like her. I'm kind of indifferent on B-Fab right now. So Champ is saying we're here for the titles. We might have to go through. Oh, heelish. We're getting heelish DIY, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think about that? Interesting. I want to get opinions on that current situation. If you guys didn't see it, Street Profits and DIY were having a conversation. Ciampa was given a cup of drink and decided to pour it out. So a little bit of a heelish vibe from DIY saying we want the titles and we got to go through you to get them. Interesting. As here comes Chelsea Green to take on Bayley. They turn him now. There you go. They need to do something, guys. They need new music. They need a new attitude. They need something. Musta Ciampa was always a better heel. He was. Like, Mike, I agree with you 100%. Give me some Psycho Killer. Bring that back. Give me that vibe, that energy, that Ciampa. That's the guy I want. The psychopath, the guy that pushes the envelope, the guy, a man of a few words, super intense. I don't need happy-go-lucky Ciampa. It's not working for me. In addition to that, yeah, he's a much better heel. I don't love Gargano as a heel. I'm not a huge Gargano fan as a babyface, but it's better than being. I think he's too very Young Buck-esque as a heel. I didn't like the way. I really didn't like the way. Some Kayla love. Bayley wins. We'll just hope you're guessing. I predict Cody Rhodes' title reign will last until Mania 41 in Vegas. Maybe the title reign will end for Cody in Vegas. Could. I don't see it being a short title run. But what are we looking at? 10 months to a year? So maybe WrestleMania, maybe slightly past WrestleMania, Christian. Yeah, that's a really good question. Bayley wins. I'm hoping you're guessing, Ronan. Chelsea with a huge drop kick. Do you think Randy Orton teases, or are they foreshadowing they did a segment before and after Cody? Interesting. I like it, Ridge. Again, that's something I've wanted. And maybe it is just to plant the seed of Randy could beat Gunther. Maybe that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to plant that seed of he could be coming after Cody. That title shot's in the air. It's a possibility, but eventually I want these two to have a rivalry. There's a long-standing history. People know their relationship. Randy turning on Cody. Randy's an amazing heel. Cody, obviously, uber babyface. It, to me, sign me up all day long. I think they could work a 5, 6, 7, 8 month program and do it. No problem. No problem. They're turning. Got that. That was a sneaky good promo by Ciampa. There, love of the heel vibe. James, I'm with you, man. It's a much better Ciampa when you get that vibe, when he has that chip on his shoulder, when, he's not smiling and patting himself on the back. I mean, again, give me Psycho Killer back. Give me that vibe. Give me that energy. Tomasa, always a better heel. Got that one. Please say DIY is going to get rid of Regeneration X. They 100% should. It's getting lame and stupid. Yeah, it didn't really come out of the gate well. It was kind of funny at the beginning because of R-Truth, but then when they ran with it, you were like, wait, you can't run with R-Truth's delusion as your gimmick. And again, everything from their entrance music to I don't know, they're just having trouble connecting. And I think it's because we know what they truly offer, especially in Ciampa's case, right? Like, you see them kind of being the fluffy, happy-go-lucky baby faces. Maybe they do need a heel turn. Maybe they really should push this. And that would be my vote. They got to do something. Break them up. If you don't want to break them up, give them a little more of an edge. Let Gargano be that snooty, snotty, guy that he was with the Way. Ciampa's the psychopath. You play annoying cop and bad cop. It works for me 100%. We'll see. Asian Pacific American heritage. Okay, I have no idea. I got Team Amazing Red with main event versus Charles Mason and the crew on House of Glory. Thank you, Damien. Chelsea's great. I know a lot of people are concerned, but even Chelsea herself has spoken out of like, I'm having a great time. Like, I don't regret coming here. I'm playing my role. I'm getting lots of TV time. And that's what I think sometimes the wrestling fans forget is, Chelsea understands what she's doing right now. She knows I'm sure she hopes for her moment and work up and down the card. But you see tonight, she's going to take an L, but she's going to have a really good match with the champion. And that's just adding merit to her resume. But she's been phenomenal since she's come back to WWE. She's done a really good job. And I mean, she even kept those tag titles a little more relevant with her work on social media and the energy she puts into everything. Big fan of Chelsea and what she's doing. As we come back from commercial break with the wide view, looks incredible. I see Cody dropping it to The Rock. That would fucking blow my mind, John. And I've thought about this a lot, but if it's Cody Rock at SummerSlam, would it be a case of Rock beats Cody, shocks the world, and then Cody wins it back at like Survivor Series? What do you guys think about that idea? Or would that be like, no way? Like, Cody fights The Rock, but Cody goes over. He beat the final boss. He beat Roman. He's officially the guy. Or do you do something to shock the world? Do you have The Rock beat Cody, like I said, at maybe SummerSlam, and he gets it back at Survivor Series? Or could The Rock hold it from SummerSlam to Mania? Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Make Cody chase? The Cody crybabies would go nuts, and The Rock haters would come out everywhere. We are back. Big power bomb by Bayley. Give me the Ciampa who fought Thatcher in the pit. Yeah. Remember, he just cut those really deep, solid promos sitting on the chair? And there you go. Bayley gets the 3, folks. And Piper squats Bayley. Oh, my God. Where did Piper come from? That's my donkey. If Cody and Randy feud, no reunion of Legacy, the good heel group. Yeah, that's fair enough. But I mean, again, I think the Legacy reunion is a little bit unlikely as it is. And because they have that history, it's great story. Like, when you can put a rivalry together that a big portion of the story has already told itself, you're, nice head start. I think it's wicked. And Piper is destroying Bayley. I am shocked. Senton. I like this for Piper. For those who can't see, Piper Nivens is laying absolute waste to Bayley. Like, this is outstanding. Is Piper going to get a title shot at Clash? What do you think? Scotland. She's Scottish. I like it. It's got legs. They have changed the graphics and the outfits to Sean and Hunter. Mm-hmm. Chelsea and Carmella would be a better tag team. Chelsea and Carmella could be a really good tag team, Lady B. Good to see you. You're not wrong. I think that, again, I think Chelsea would work well with a lot of people. Chelsea and Tiffany would work well together. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. It's been a long time since we've seen Carmella. Chelsea screaming all the way up the ramp. LA Knight, I think, is enough of a star. He could take the U.S. title off Paul and wouldn't hurt Paul, but he needs to be the right person, right time. Same for Cody losing. Yeah, 100%. That transition, that handoff ridge is super important. We got AJ Styles in Nick Aldis's office saying Cody and I tore the house down. I dislike the babyface. They're too nice. I think you're referring to DIY. I agree. I now follow you guys on X. Well, thank you very much, Larry. Be like Larry. Follow all our socials: Instagram, X, TikTok, Discord, WhatsApp, apparently. I got a gimmick idea for DIY. I let them be a heel. No. Come on, Christian. The brute. No, my guy. So AJ Styles is humbly requesting a rematch with Cody. Yeah, let's go. I'm in for this, guys. Oh, so Nick is saying 100% yes if it was my choice. I can't, though. What do you think, folks? What do you think about this? Yeah, 100%. I'm with you, Boston. And she came out of left field. Like, you knew she was there, but like the minute Bayley rolled out of that 3, she got pancaked, and Piper looked like an absolute badass. I mean, if you figure you're setting Bayley up to fight Piper, and then maybe right after that, Jax, woo! So Nick Aldis is basically saying, sorry, AJ, no dice on the rematch. Hey, KJ, got my Wrestling for Life shirt coming in 10 days. Show off the colors, Geek Box. I love to hear it. I love to hear it, man. That's amazing. That's awesome. Got a few people out there with the shirts. It's a real cool thing. But right now we go back to, oh, wait a minute. Oh, I'm getting a Battleground preview. I was like, why the hell did I got Noam Dar on my TV? But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we gone back into commercial break. Nick will be back soon. We are rolling through. We got some time left, just over 35 minutes, and no Rampage tonight. So excellent. But we will be here past the end of the show. We will bring you the post show where we take a rating out of 10 on all the entertainment tonight. We'll find out how you guys feel about the go home show. I will remind you, 11:30 a.m., maybe even a little bit earlier tomorrow morning. Check, click that little bell. Check with us. We are going live. Brunch with the boys 10. Grab your snacks. Grab your breakfast, your bacon, whatever you need, your wake and bake. Get up. Join us. It's going to be a fun one. And then Sunday, we are back, 6:30 p.m. We go live for our coverage of AEW Double or Nothing. So don't miss out. Be a friend, tell a friend. We are grinding towards 5K subscribers. Help us get there. We are growing by the minute. We appreciate everybody for joining us tonight. 6 away from 100 and 101 in my books.
Oh, I was going to say, and speaking of joining, and what are you talking about going earlier? What did I hear now?
I was like, no, Rampage. We'll be more awake in the morning.
Sure. But no, absolutely 100%. Yeah, how you doing? So, are we setting up for AJ Styles to be on Monday Night Raw?
Oh, maybe he demands.
Do we see our first trade of the draft? And if you're Monday Night Raw, who would you trade for AJ Styles?
Jey Uso for AJ.
Oh, now, side note to that, have you seen the theory going around of we could get Roman Reigns, the Usos, Solo Sikoa, Gorillas of Destiny, Jacob Fatu, Lance Inawahi, Zilla Fatu, and we just get triple threat Samoan Civil War within fucking War Games here.
I still think, I don't know. I saw somebody suggested the triple threat concept. I still think it's going to be like a 4-on-4. Like, I think there's going to be
it's still Samoan warfare, however you shake it.
Why? What would be the better idea to shove into War Games than this absolute bloodline meltdown Civil War? Roman comes back, the Usos are back together. Maybe even you'll throw Sammy in there, because you imagine if Roman and the Usos are outnumbered, they're getting beat up by the new blood, and Sammy's music hits to reunite the gangs back together.
He's like the one guy at the. He's like the one white guy at the cookout. He's fine.
Right?
He's great. He's got white people powers.
Right. He's got the past now, and that's where it ties into your theory, and mine. Kinda take the belt off him. Right. He drops the IC title. Maybe they trade for Sammy, but then they'd have to trade for J2. Maybe it's a 2-for-1 deal.
I mean, again, that's the ask. That's the question of what would you trade for AJ Styles?
AJ for Jay might work. AJ for Sammy could work.
AJ for both?
Right, maybe.
Yeah, fucking swindle that deal. If that's what they're going to offer, I'll take it.
Yeah. No, I mean, again, I like the fact that, AJ's a little desperate. He said to Nick Aldis, like, I don't have much time left, which is almost sad to hear from one of your wrestling heroes. If he fits that category for you, like shit. He doesn't have much time
either, retire a legend or stay long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Stay long enough to become
Chris Jericho.
Hashtag Jericho Hogan. We got 87 people. If you tweet out anything or post anything about Jericho, hashtag Jericho Hogan and tag us.
It doesn't work for me, brother, as I've got
Andrade
out here.
What do you think of the potential
really
here?
Good. What?
Of Piper Niven's being the stepping up as a number one contender. Maybe
that's great. I see, I heard you say her versus Bayley at Clash. I'm all the way here for it. She's not winning, but I still think it's a great match. I still think
this would be a win, but I think
she deserves something like that, and she's always been the sidekick.
Yeah.
When she was in the Mae Young Classic, she was one of those show up and show out because that's what the show's about.
No, I completely agree with that, Nick. I think that, again, you're going to Scotland. You're going to load this up with some of the British talent for sure. Why wouldn't you? We already know that Drew's on the, Drew's going to be, he's the cover boy. Piper getting a shot's great. I mean, Nikki Cross could be back in the mix for it. There's options. Can we get Joe Hendry on the phone?
Yeah, Joe Coffey, all of that.
Joe Coffey, Gallus.
And Joe Hendry. Yeah, they're going to kill this show 100%.
I like this. So they do the Andrade, and then they go right to Legato.
Hey,
right
I was going to say, I was going to point out Electra out here with the hijab and everything like that. But I'm out here with just Garza with, man, you do know there are buttons on that shirt, right? Like,
no,
it doesn't have to, you don't close the shirt with your belt.
He cuts them just in case someone tries to button them up on him.
Right.
Chelsea was with Sonya before. That's true. For
and we got Sonya back on Monday night.
True. The Unholy Union. The Unholy Union's been used on Main Event quite a bit lately. So I wonder if there is some plans for these ladies. And I'm looking for. Listen, everybody knows I'm a fan, especially Isla Dawn, my girl, another Scot. I think she's Scottish.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, bring them on.
Yeah, well, but that's the thing is, it got to the point of with her and Alba Fire that they haven't been used that much that I forgot their names for half a second here. If you're going to build them up and you're going to use them, you best get to it because they're starting to become an afterthought. They're sliding into Odyssey Jones territory.
Yes and no. Yes, and I'm going to be a little biased here because it is what it is. But I think that you're right. But if they do what they're doing right now with Andrade, doing what they're doing right now with, the NXT call-ups that we're seeing these packages, and then you kind of remind everybody who they are, there is a saving grace. They seem to have a really good onboarding plan. So if they can pull that off, might save them from Odyssey territory.
Fair enough. Well, they've already been, I thought, onboarded, and now they need to be re-onboarded.
They need to be re-onboarded for sure.
Right. We need to, we come back around and, find their seats a little bit here.
Yeah, for sure. And we are getting the King of the Ring recap, which I love that they've done this. Really good production value on all of it. So they're setting up the match we're getting coming up, I think, next, Nick. We're getting close to main event territory if they're going to allow him.
Oh, absolutely. But again, would this have not felt a little bit more impactful if you would have known going into this, we're fighting for a world title shot at SummerSlam?
Yeah, I mean, again, yes.
Oh,
I don't disagree with
the
it.
Bloodline backstage.
Yeah, do I think it hurt the tournament by any stretch? No. Could have helped the tournament?
Not hurt, but it could have helped.
Could have a little bit of, like you said, a little bit of spice on it. Yeah, you're not wrong.
It's a tournament enhancing stipulation, I feel.
I can't get they're talking about new people. I can't get these people to clear customs. They're dangerous people. Let's fucking go. They're dangerous people. You know exactly who that is.
Exactly. 100%.
But he said people. Are they bringing like...
Oh, we already said it's probably Zilla. It's probably Lance. We're going to get full fucking Samoan MCU out here. But now I also beg the question, do we actually think that Solo's actually talking to Roman, or is this just he's out here solo Suge Knight Sokoa of just I'm just talking a big game of this is my shit now?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, again, I like it because we don't know. I still think he's talking to The Rock, not Roman.
I don't think he's talking to fucking anybody.
As
every time Paul Heyman just gets jump scared by Tama. Like, you knew he was there.
Yeah, but still, the man's growling at him like Paul shit in his pants.
He's DMX.
Hey, yo, bitch.
Right. Now I'm not fucking with D.
Tribal chief. See, there's this vague.
I think it's going back to where Solo was anointed to be the next in line. Yeah, so he feels this is his fucking birthright here. He's the star in this situation, and Roman's going to show back up as Mufasa.
I still think that The Rock is pulling all the strings. That's
this man can't pull strings on a YouTube package. So what are we talking about?
Pulling all the strings. You'll even piss in a bottle to pull some strings.
He's the Ultron of pro wrestling of there are no strings.
Right. Hokuleo, I believe he's under contract.
Yeah, he's currently a champion in New Japan.
Yeah, I think he re-upped.
Allegedly. So, well, again,
I could be wrong.
He re-upped as much as MJF re-upped.
Maybe, right? But I definitely... like Nick said, we're talking about Zilla potentially. When you start talking about these are dangerous people, Jacob Fatu, 100%. Can't travel, Jacob Fatu. Ding, survey says, number one answer. But yeah, you got Lance. Lance was rumored before anybody. I think Lance was the first rumor of the group.
Yeah.
I'm going back a year now, Nick. We've been talking about Lance. Like, oh, Lance, where's Lance?
Nice.
Plus, there's like, that's not the end of them. There's not just 3 of them out there, right? Like, fuck, go get Juicy Fatu. Let's get it going.
Exactly. Well, and then you've got the Tongan sisters out there that just came out of, wow. So that's the thing is you could do a whole pro wrestling universe just of Samoans, especially.
You could give them their own pay-per-view. People want an all-women pay-per-view. Give me the all-Samoan pay-per-view.
But that's the thing is that's the crazy part, and it shows really how far this trickles down here. Of absolutely. But yeah, the second you mention dangerous people, it's like, yeah, it's got to be Jacob. Jacob's like number 2 next to Haku as to who's most dangerous of Polynesians.
Like Jacob's like the new Haku. Like Jacob's
he might really fuck you up. Like
they will all fuck you up, but that one will eat your eyeball. Like, be careful.
That was gonna fish hook your fucking nose and shit.
Right? Who wants that? Listen, you.
Now, and as we've got Randy Orton coming out right now, and he's sitting there, eyeing up the crown and pointing at the head. I did see some people say this online, and I didn't hear any of this, but people were saying that with the they part of Randy's theme song that they played there, that they felt it kind of got a little distorted, and that could be to where we get potentially Uncle Howdy going at Randy. But again, that goes into the bigger question of, do we think when the Wyatt Six, Howdy, what have you, appear, do they have a target in mind, or do they just exist? Are they just ambiguous?
Their sheer presence is the solving of the Rubik's Cube right now. So I think before you even establish what direction, where they want to go, who they want to be mad at, I think we've talked as far as just get them in, solve the riddle. And we saw it with Bray. Bray showed up, and then we figured out who was Bray going to go after. I think the same breath is going to happen with this one, in the same process. Get them in there. Oh shit, they're back. And then we get a couple spooky ones, and they tell us, why they would pick a particular person, and then eventually that person becomes apparent.
And does that become excuse me?
Oh yeah. Oh, bless you.
I knew I was gonna sneeze, and I was hoping to avoid it. But I can feel it coming on here.
Feel it coming.
It might be like a bad idea, but with Bray, when he came back and he was going to Uncle Howdy, and it kind of almost seemed convoluted of like, all right, so you're biting yourself, I guess, of where do we go with a bow? Like it still is the perennial question of, and then what?
Yeah, I mean, I think ultimately that's I think right now the then what is so far removed from just now. Like, okay, the step one, come through the door. Let everyone know we're here. We're officially here. Step two, remind everyone who we are and what the plan is. Step three, start taking people out. Now, if I'm being greedy, KJ, I would love a moment where the lights go out, come back on, and they lay waste to, like, everybody, like a Nexus vibe. Like, you have a big main event and they come out and just they completely destroy everything. The tables, the mats, the everything.
The announcers, everything.
Give them flamethrowers. I don't care. I mean, you've been taken out in a potty bag. Yeah, you're dangerous. Facts. He's still alive.
Right. Ooh, Bad Luck Fale is also out there to bring in. Yeah. I mean, he's kind of peripheral Samoan, but that's more Bullet Club.
Rock's not even really a cousin. Let's be real.
Yeah, but that's more Bullet Club. Like, if I'm thinking of Bad Luck Fale, I think Bullet Club. I don't think Anawahi Family Tree.
Gunther, the future king. What's wrong with Tonga Loa's visa? I'm not his travel agent, but I'm guessing he either didn't get it in time, or because he just went from Japan to there.
He's from Japan.
Yeah. Wait a minute. So I don't know.
I think it's just they realized they fucked up, and they're like, we'll just scrape that for a minute here.
Yeah, but I'm surprised.
And we'll wait and do that on U.S. soil.
Yeah, maybe. I was just surprised they didn't. Like, I guess maybe the graphic wasn't supposed to go out at all, but they did announce it. So it's funny. They walked it back and acted like it never happened. Oh,
Abraham Al-Hajjaj. I hope I said that anywhere close to right. If I didn't, don't at me. You can have that. That ain't what I'm mad at.
Right. Randy versus Cody at SummerSlam. Book it. Wouldn't be a bad thing.
Not at all.
But Gunther versus Damian. Gunther gets the belt. Gunther gets to defend the belt in Germany.
As we're getting the rundown of the cards, so we're setting up main event time here.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. We're getting a rundown of the card. Very interesting. I don't mind the card. Like, I think there's a decent amount here. Again, shorter card, not a lot of matches.
It feels fitting to an extent of, and they added on the countdown of Bianca and Jade versus Candice and Indy. So we're now gone from 5 to 6.
There you go.
This feels like a nice little weekend pay-per-view, middle of the afternoon, brunch with the boys, what have you. Like, not anything that's going to be, I feel, super right home about. But still going to be a decent little show.
Yeah, I put a poll up, ladies and gentlemen. Click away on that poll. 93% of people so far are saying yes, they're excited for tomorrow. I think because you're going to get Randy Orton Gunther, you're going to get, that's my guess. It might be a really educated guess though. You're going to get Nia and Bird Lady, which I think is still going to be an interesting match, but you're going to crown a number one contender. Cody and Logan's going to do well. The triple threat should be funny. Yeah, look at this, bro.
This fucking entrance right now.
Does anyone remember when Nature Calls and the little dude that comes out of the backpack? Ace Ventura. And he's got a fight.
You got me on it right now.
Think about it.
I'm sure if you show me the clip, I remember it, but off the top, you got me.
Yeah, think about it, folks. Think about it. The White Devil. I get it. And he has to fight the tribe. Yeah, right. So the guy that's in the backpack, what's his name? Help me out, folks. But one of the best things ever. Remember, he throws a spear into both of his thighs. Throw me the spear.
Well, I didn't know that was the one that did that. I remember the clip of just
ha. Yeah. It's in the bone. But that's right. The little guy in the backpack is what Tama reminds me of. Just the shikaka, like the growling.
Yeah, and then geekbox is there of Ace Ventura is amazing. The little fighter, White Devil.
White Devil. I know. White Devil. I get it. That was like the come home drunk and throw on movie for me and my boys for a while. Once upon a time.
Oh no, I got stuck in a loop of one of my buddies that I live with wanted to constantly throw on what he kept calling human caterpillar. And I think you can figure out what movie he was talking about that he wanted to keep throwing on. And I was like, this is terrible.
Yeah, I think I like the funner choices.
I know, but welcome to hell.
Different vibe.
Right.
What's up, Gabriel, Tyler? Oh.
Sorry, he was listed as the Tiny Warrior.
Yeah. But it's one of the guys from what is it?
Lupa Land?
No, one of the guys from In Living Color. I can't remember who the actor is. It's bugging me now. It was the best. Oh, it's Tommy Davidson. Yeah. Tommy Davidson.
Oh, all right.
Remember they walk out, he's like, I have to fight, you have to fight our best warrior. And the big guy comes out and he's like, oh, I gotta fight him, and he turns around and the little tribal guy is in his backpack and he jumps out. That's the guy. Anyway, that was way more time than I meant to spend.
I'm still fine with Jobu.
Tommy Davidson. Someone's got me.
There we go.
From Booty Call. Mm-hmm. Another good throw on.
So we're on our way as Randy Orton just tossing Tonga here.
Right, as we got triple digits in the chat. Good to see it, folks. Let's go.
Absolutely.
As Randy starting off hot here.
Now with Jey Uso losing, does it feel like Tama kind of is the foreseeable loser in this match, because it's one of those, if you're not setting up Tama versus Gunther?
No, I mean, we kind of, 100%. Because Tama versus Gunther doesn't overly make sense. Now, you could do it, but it's a little bit of heel on heel action. And again, Saudi show, name value, Randy Orton taking on Gunther sounds pretty good on paper.
And still, we've talked about it as if Randy Orton wins. I know I've said about, the King General, what have you, but if Randy Orton wins and you set up Randy Orton versus what is probably more likely Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam, that's not a bad match to make.
Not bad at all.
Right.
That's what I mean. Like, I really think they did a good job with King of the Ring this year, because Gunther wins, makes sense. He's been the man.
Right.
Historic IC title run. Chop block. Into the stairs. 100%. And I mean, I think that if Randy was to win, you get Randy, Cody, which is beautiful unto itself. So at the end of the day, I mean, they've done well of setting themselves up for success.
Right. As we go into commercial break, I think we're only on commercial break number 5, which is impressive for them.
Maybe.
They're like, we're making enough money off the Saudis. We don't need to run fucking 17 ads.
Right.
Ridge saying Tonga's entrance is pretty solid. No bloodline on PLE tomorrow if Tonga loses, or do they get involved in something? I don't think it's a bad idea, though, to not have them on the pay-per-view, of still to let them linger.
Yeah. Plus
let it simmer saute.
Yeah, plus you have that like Paul situation where, hey man, we can't get your people in. Do you want to bring
that
new
Paul situation? Like, hey man, I see what you did there.
Right?
You ain't gonna slide bars past me, my guy. Go ahead.
I was happy with my moment. We're moving on. No, but I honestly think like you had Paul slide that whole scenario in of like, we want Tama to advance, but because we couldn't get the other help, now it's Paul's fault that Tama doesn't advance. And, now we're saving them for another show because, they're not ready yet because they can't get all the parts. The same thing they did with the draft.
Are we about to see a Paul Heyman babyface turn, much like Roman Reigns? If we're going to see both them turn a cheek there at the same time?
I think it's possible.
I mean, we kind of did we not have almost a tease of a babyface turnish Paul Heyman with Brock when Brock was kind of a face before the Roman era, and everything.
Happy-go-lucky Brock.
We could see it, yeah.
Now, in addition to that, I do think there's a big possibility where we think we're going to have babyface Paul, but Paul's been in on it the whole time.
Oh, it's just been the master of, deception.
Never trust Paul.
I want to trust Paul, though. He's such a likable guy. I want to trust him. I believe in you, Paul Heyman.
I believe. Yeah, it's a tough show. But again, options. We got options. Flip a coin. Either one could work or be right.
We got layers.
Is Gunther a heel or more anti-hero now that people love him? I think he gets enough boos from the general crowd that he's still very heelish.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of, as a U.S. citizen, it's kind of hard to cheer for somebody with an Austrian, Eastern European, Germany accent that's out there.
I didn't even think of that.
I am the general with military jackets. Well, Sheamus sat there and said, oh, so he's an Austrian guy that's big into military, jackets, that hangs out with Germans and turn on his Italian friend. I'm just saying.
Right? Yeah, and plus, I mean, keep in mind, he was up against Sammy, he was up against Jay. They're positioning him as a heel. Yeah, he gets some cheers because we respect him, but I think enough of the fans respect what he's doing enough that he gets the heat. So when he is out there and he's shitting on the crowd, they're not ignoring the heelish side of him. When he's beating up one of the favorites, they're booing him. They love him, they respect him, but yeah, I still think he's playing the heel game.
It's funny you mentioned that multiple times there, even because that's really the interesting thing that he has respect of like, you should probably cheer for him. Like, he does the cool shit. He's the cool guy, but that's you don't boo him or you don't cheer for him. You boo him instead. You still go with it. You still go on that journey because you respect him. You're like, if I cheer this man, he might come down here into this fucking row 7 section B and just chop the shit out of me.
And that's why I get a little defensive in my argument when people like, oh, the Wednesday shows where the real wrestling is. But then I see matches like, what we're getting from Gunther and the fact that you respect Gunther as a pure pro wrestler. Like, he gets it. He gets what his persona is. He understands the Fabe side of it, and then he delivers in the ring. You don't have a Gunther over there. You see this match right now. You got Randy. You got Tama. These are quality wrestling matches that I don't think get enough credit because people still remember Vince WWE of, it's just bullshit. It's all about the the stories and that. No. We're getting really good wrestling matches.
Oh, absolutely, 100%, and still going against the grain vein with that of if Tama Tonga had signed AEW, we will be talking constantly about how Tama Tonga should be a world champion, this, that, and the third, and everything like that. It's still just because we've gotten so ingratiated into battle lines. I feel with some of this that just because there's 3 letters that appear before their name, that you discredit their talent instantly.
Yeah,
on both sides.
Yeah, you can't give like a Ricochet Ilya match credit, or you can't give even the women's matches. I mean, they're delivering really solid women's matches, and it's just like, oh, it's WWE with shit. And I'm like, no. Like, why we watch all the wrestling is, let's be real about it. Like, yeah, we'll get a 5-star Osprey match, but then we'll get a fucking negative 300-star match involving Jericho and fucking Hook, or Jericho and Commander, or a like, you know, I don't want to pick a Moxie.
Shibata.
A Shibata match that doesn't quite make sense. Like, we see a lot of nonsense on both shows, and we see a lot of quality on both shows.
Right. Benny's saying, watch the knee. I bet that's how Gunther beats Randy tomorrow. Well, Randy's selling the knee.
Yep.
And I do
always
like
part of the.
Sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead.
That's always part of a good King of the Ring story, right? Especially the babyface gets wounded on the way, right? Sweep the leg, right?
Well, it's in any sort of tournament, any sort of bracket. It's still one of those that always plays out of you've got to carry over something that you might have had that happened in the first, second, third round, what have you, that plays into the next round. Christ, it reminds me of like the fucking Pride days, to where they'd literally be having the whole tournament in one night. So you got your ass beat in the second round of the fight, so you got to sit there and be, you know, super cautious in the semifinals and all of that shit.
Right.
Desmond brings up a good point here. But saying Cesaro should be positioned like Gunther. Not a bad shout.
Not at all, because if you had Cesaro, a man of few words, that just kind of like Gunther got to his point, I am going to break you, we move on. And then he got in the ring and he was a complete fucking animal, because he is one of the pound for pound strongest guys we got. That's the Cesaro you need. Not with the BCC, not trying to have fun. Just a guy that I'm not like, oh shit, your Cesaro match? I hope your chest is ready to be purple, sir. That's
Bro, you can sit there and play a fucking mix-up scramble however you want between, say, Cesaro, Sheamus, Drew McIntyre, Gunther, and just mix and match and fucking crisscross applesauce all of them together into matches, and tell me that isn't just a fucking fire division.
Yeah. Oh, Randy setting up the drape over DDT.
Oh,
I love that he's like added the sneeze to it. I don't know why.
Hachu,
right? That's what all you were doing earlier was getting
bless you. That's my name, Hachu.
Hachu. That's our cousin, Hachu.
All right.
Bless you, man. That's my name.
It's when you try and call out Mang with a fucking accent of Hachu.
Randy trying to set the RKO out, but favoring that knee still. Block gets thrown into Solo, hits him with a forearm. Rob!
Mans just took off the suit jacket because I got to hit the move now. I can't do it with the suit jacket on.
Big kick out, the crowd goes wild. Or big RKO, the crowd goes wild.
Right.
And Paul, look at Paul in the background.
Yeah, Paul's just.
It's over.
He's out there just looking at like, fuck, I know this about to happen to get home and get blamed on me somehow.
Well, that's what it is, right? Like Solo said, we need reinforcements, and Paul couldn't deliver the reinforcements. Now, it's not his fault that they can't cross the board.
Criminal records are a bitch, huh?
But to an unreasonable, controlling head of the table, it don't matter. Fuck you, pay me. Do your job. Why did I bring you here? So
yes, but this is when does the facade slip to where Solo's supposed to be acting on behalf of the tribal chief. Oh, Spike Randy.
But hey, he's back. I gotta go. Crowd goes wild, folks.
And the RKO
He
shirt,
had a
too.
flamethrower. It would have been awesome if Trips had pulled up with KO in the car. Come on, no?
Fucking poutine thrower.
Wow, that's racist.
Prejudicial is a term. Canadian's not a race.
That's profiling, and profiling is wrong.
Profiling. And you know the terrible thing about profiling is it works.
Well,
we're setting up Kevin Owens and Randy Orton versus Solo and Tama in a tag match.
Yes, or
God in a tag match.
Yeah, that too. But now we want to know who these people are. Who was Paul supposed to get? It's exciting.
One ends in Fatu, one probably ends in Anawahi, and the other is probably a Fatu as well.
Right.
He can't get Quiche in a costumes there.
Hey, Quiche is not out of the question.
Have you seen the theory that he's even kind of thrown out there of he replaces Heyman? Of he's the wise man of this.
They come walking out, they're like, "Why did you do this?" He's like, "I did it for the Rock." Like,
I did it for the Solo. I did it for my son.
Right? We're gonna run it back. We're running back.
That's just gonna be the ultimate, just dad watching. They're gonna coach their kid on their fucking sports team.
Right.
Orton versus Gunther is stealing the show. It's going to be a solid, heavy-hitting, old-school match. Really excited for it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's going to be one of those old-school wrestling matches.
Oh, yeah. This is going to be two pros going to work. Like when people say, like I just said, we were talking about in this last match, Nick. When you say like only one company has the real pro wrestling, tune in. Tune into this bad boy, and I'm guaranteeing you're not going to be disappointed.
Oh, no. This is a fucking bring your lunch fucking pro wrestling match here.
Yeah. Bring your lunch. It's going to be a big one. Tomorrow at King and Queen of the Ring, Randy Orton versus Gunther and Lyra versus Nia Jax. Yes, sir. So that is your finals, ladies and gentlemen. I did ask already in a poll, were you happy with the Queen finalists? 90% said yes. I'm extremely happy about the male finalists as well. Like Randy, Gunther, it means something. This isn't just Gunther versus Tozawa or Gunther versus The Miz.
We knew it was going to be, especially at least once we got down to the 4. And I know, obviously, when you get down to the 4, it's going to be one or two options here. But it was really either going to be Jey Uso versus Tama, and you continue the Bloodline storyline, or was going to be Gunther versus Randy. There was going to be no cross section between those 4.
No, and it wouldn't make sense. And again, we talked about this week, man. They write it like this because heels and babyface matter. You need the ebb and flow. You can have exceptions, but the standard is you need that juxtaposition. You need that yin and yang.
Right. And it still is technically a babyface versus a heel versus a heel versus heel, or a face versus a face.
Mm-hmm.
And again, still, I know a lot of people were out there of, well, if Jey and Tama go at it, you don't know who's exactly going to win, what have you. I think if Gunther versus Randy with them going at it, we've talked about it enough. You could still get a Randy Orton wins, and we get a Randy Orton versus Cody, because Cody's more likely to be champion come SummerSlam than Damian is. So, okay. Where do you have Cody losing the belt before then?
I just don't see Damian losing the belt before then. I think we're going to get Damian versus.
Oh, so you think it's just a draw between the two?
A draw? Yeah, I think.
No, I'm saying I think both people where it's chalk to where they're both.
I think Damian will stop the belt at SummerSlam. He might lose it to Gunther at SummerSlam, to be honest.
Fair enough. You're wrong, but he's going to lose it at Clash Castle to Drew. But you could very much see Randy Orton versus Cody at SummerSlam, and I think you could still see a Gunther versus Drew at SummerSlam.
Yeah, we could.
What?
Just you give the Friar Tuck routine is hilarious. Making Thomas sounds like Donna from Wild Thornberries. Thomas sounds like that's too funny. I still say it. He's the little wild guy. 9 out of 10. Someone's got to find that clip, and I got to find that clip and put Thomas' face on it. All right, folks, if you're still watching, we take a rating out of 10. We were curious what you guys thought about the show. We are rolling, but 9 out of 10 from Roddy, 8.5 from Chair. Friday night is a good. It's an A. Hey.
Hey.
Hey. 8 out of 10 says Ronan. Sup, KJ and Nick. What if Gallus joins Drew McIntyre Clash? Ben, I'm in. Any objection to that?
The Scottish Shreko fans there. If you just get all the Scotsmen together here, just the Kilt Society.
Right? The fucking they will take our title, but they'll never take our freedom.
Right. The Bravehearts, the bagpipes. Oh, Drury boy, the Gallus, they are calling.
Can we please call them the bagpipes? That would be perfect. 9 out of 10.
Drew and the pipes.
KO is in Saudi. Yes, confirmed.
Yes, passports are a thing.
Right, 9 out of 10. Wow, a lot of high scores. 8 out of 10, 8 out of 10. Banging, way higher than I anticipated. I give it a 9. Favorite part of the show was the Grayson Waller effect and LA Knight, and that Cody, Rhodes, and Logan Paul promo was fire. All right. 8 out of 10. Adult Star did it.
You said fire as I had. Sorry, I've got Boston news, and there was a fire in Ted Williams Tunnel. So as soon as you're like, they were fire, I'm like, I'm watching fire in a tunnel right now.
It's a double hitter, says Roman, Queen of the Ring, Lyra, Nia, and King of the Ring, Gunther, Randy. So yeah, man, let's go. It's going to be a fun one. We will be here live for it, folks. We really saw SmackDown like in the mornings. I'm not
Mr. Worldwide.
I'm wondering if Mr. Big K is just referencing the fact that you got Mr. Worldwide. That's hilarious. Yeah, no, that's I know the UK and Europe got to see it earlier than us this week. Tonga Solo versus Randy KO at Castle.
Not bad.
There is going to be a moment where Solo and his band of New Blood are standing over crying, shivering, terrified Paul Heyman, and that's the moment that music hits and the tribal chief returns. That is that moment. Like, that is what we're building towards.
If you're even going to have that moment, which I don't know, that seems like that would be a scene in a shower, just with Heyman alone and everything, just crying in the corner and everything. But if that moment happens, that's at SummerSlam, because I feel like that's when you get, but now do you go back to Roman with the pomp and circumstance, you're
not going to change
all of that, or do you go back to kind of the Shield music?
No, that's instant. That's an instant trigger vibe for everyone. You go back to that music, people start going, no, he has to remain the tribal chief. He will be able to effectively be one of the, not everybody can do it, but you stay exactly who you are, but your role in the story just changed. It's like,
yeah, but when it's something like that, it's not like when the Taker, when you hear the gong and everything, and he can still show up in the ring and choke slam him.
Yeah, but when you get that, like,
right, and so cool. So I've got 10 minutes to run away before he hits the ring.
That's when he comes out of the crowd and fucks everybody up.
But that's such a, like, I see it, but at the same time, it's such a, like, Lilliput and fucking song that goes into a huge chaotic moment. It's one of those of like, it's like watching a fucking hit highlight reel from the NHL to fucking Ave Maria. It's one of those of why is it so violent and operatic at the same time?
They're not going to change his music for a return. The new music hits and everyone's like,
maybe we get Jim Johnson. Fuck this Def Rebel shit.
Yeah, no,
we got new music in Thailand. We don't know who it is until it's Roman.
Dangerous people, But all I was saying, my whole point of that was there will become a moment where Paul gets saved by Roman, and like Paul looks like he's fucked, and he is saved by Roman Reigns. Like,
you want Paul Risk the Walrus in a fetal position. We heard it here on live on stream. That's what you want.
They're building, like, you keep getting it. Paul keeps disappointing the interim tribal chief. They're building to that moment where we've had enough of Paul. Paul is out of the bloodline. We're going to whoop his ass.
But I still don't want to discredit your theory of to where Paul's aware of this all along, because he seems so out. He seems so clueless on everything that's so different from Heyman normally. Heyman's normally one that's 10 steps ahead. For him to be 10 steps behind, that's where it gets interesting.
Well, I think what Paul would sell it as is like, I was acting the whole time. You never believe me. Right? We sucked you in, Roman. So Roman comes out, saves Paul. If there's the inevitable where Paul is kind of on the wrong side of the tracks here, then Paul just fucks Roman, and he was like, we got you.
He was the bait to set up the trap.
I was the bait. Yeah. I was the cheese, man. Not the hay, man.
Not the hay, man.
Trouble with Solo for losing. Remember what happened to Jimmy. Tama's going to get a little heat for losing with Solo, but I think they're going to blame Paul.
Oh, yeah. You can even see we were talking about it in the background of he's just out there of like, oh, fuck. Like, this is going to get blamed on me. I didn't do nothing, but it's going to get blamed on me somehow.
Blame it on me. Gunther versus Babyface Priest, SummerSlam, and Bayley versus Nia. Yeah, I'm in.
I'm in for half of that.
Yeah.
3/4 at best.
Yeah, 3/4. Well, Nia and Bayley got teased tonight, so I think that's highly likely.
Priest will not have a title going into SummerSlam.
I know. We're you and I are going to continue to debate this. You all, just like we debated, he wasn't going to have a cash in, that it wasn't going to be successful, right up into the moment that they went and no. So I don't think he's going to lose until at least SummerSlam, and Gunther could be the guy that takes it.
You think he loses that clash, or you think Drew loses that clash? You can have that. That ain't what I'm mad I have.
I'm more confident actually in the fact that I'm very confident Punk is going to fuck Drew McIntyre over at Clash. Punk is going to cost Drew McIntyre the title again.
I'm very confident in saying at best that he gets it and he tries and still doesn't.
I don't.
I think there is not a stone's chance that we leave Clash of the Castle without Drew McIntyre as your new world champion.
Save this moment, folks, because we will.
Fair enough. You can clip it. You can at me, everything like that. Make a meme, what have you. But I'm telling you,
for my guy,
when I'm right at the end of the day, I better get as many flowers as many haters are fucking lining up with this shit.
We'll see. But yeah, no, I think that. I just don't think, because if Punk goes after Drew, now you're in a pickle already of, does Punk go over Drew? Does Drew go over Punk? And then what? Like, is Punk out of the title picture at that point for a while? I don't know. I just think Drew and Punk are going to play out without a title involved.
I think we could still end up in a situation, barring a trade for one AJ Cuthbert Styles, to where we could still end up with Gunther versus Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam and Drew versus CM Punk at SummerSlam. That is in the realm of possibility.
How is that in the
All it takes is a trade. Of you trade Gunther for AJ Styles, and we're in the realm of possibility there.
We're not trading Gunther for AJ Styles. No way.
You're not. That doesn't mean Adam Pearce isn't.
All right.
Listen, we've seen that is in how many franchises and how many sports that we follow.
Listen, you're allowed to fantasy book with the rest of us, my guy. Absolutely. I mean, could it happen? Yeah, but it could also fucking. I could see some pigs flying.
Wait, when I fantasy book, it's like, oh my God, there's no way that could happen. But when I say something against your fantasy booking, you're fucking wrong. There's no way. How do you not see this?
I literally just said you can fantasy book. I don't see it.
I'm glad I got permission to do it.
You're requiring a trade to pull it off, that AJ for Gunther, but hey, it could happen.
Stranger things have happened.
Right. Tama is 41, Solo 31. Facts. 9 out of 10. 8 out of 10. I give SmackDown a bleep of a bleep. Only good part of the night was Randy versus Tama. All right, big dog. I don't agree. But maybe because his crush doesn't like WWE. 9 out of 10. 8.5 out of 10. 8 out of 10. You heard about Paul/Prime. I had a Prime today. It wasn't very good.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I don't know enough about this Unbroken. I know there's lawsuits and he's frauded a bunch of people and fucked a lot of people over. 2 out of 10 says Larry. Larry didn't watch the show.
No.
9 out of 10 Geekbox. Set the spark of King of the Ring as it should be. King and Queen of the Ring, even without flamethrowers. Facts. We had a KO run-in that everyone went crazy for without fire. No fire.
This was very much the pre-show. So when we're here live a half hour before the pre-show, that has no matches on it as well. Just keep in mind. Well, we'll just what?
Pre-show has a match.
It does.
We're getting a women's tag match on the pre-show, man.
Oh, I forgot that I got on it tonight. So when it has one match, but so still, this was your pre-show before King and Queen of the Ring. Tomorrow afternoon.
Again, with the semifinal matches, I feel like this go-home week was a success for WWE. I enjoyed Raw. I enjoyed SmackDown. I'm really I actually thought I was really happy with it, but I'm really surprised to see how many high numbers came in, how many 8s and 9s, because I was a little taken aback by it. But 7 out of 10.
Then what do you give it, sir? What do you give it?
I'm not that far off. In all fairness, I kind of had fun tonight. I enjoyed it. I thought the main event was good. I think everything kind of played out the way it should have. Some light stuff in there, not overly terrible. I'm kind of in that 7.5 range tonight.
7.
Fair enough.
I am not bad, not super great, but 7 above average. That's where I'll go with it.
Did any particular take it away from the show for you, or just?
It's one of those of, again, I think it could even be just halfway of time difference and some stuff was spoiled, what have you. Like, I feel like if this was strictly live, might have been even different, might have been had a different feel to it. So it's going to get docked a couple points, and you can choose where you want to dock them, but I still think it's like a 7.
Okay. Yeah. 7. I was right there with you. I think I gave it a bonus 0.5 just because feeling good on a Friday. Yeah. I mean, again, it wasn't anything. I thought the main event was really good. I thought the matches we got were quality. No really bad matches. A couple things in there I didn't much care about. But a lot of decent stuff. And again, a lot of foreshadowing. The AJ style angle is really cool for me. DIY acting heelish is interesting.
They need to do something.
Facts.
That's the thing. If they don't DIY, they can FUCKOFF. That's really what it is. They need to figure out something here.
I can't wait for Paul's emotion when Roman returns. 9 out of 10. Got me excited for the PLE tomorrow, and that's what a go-home should always do. Facts. Absolutely. And ironically, you know what? To give credit where credit's due, Wednesday did that for me for Double or Nothing. Maybe not in the same way, but I was like, oh, I got to tune in on Sunday just to see what the fuck they do. The
has it really reached that WCW level in more ways than one of this is just such a clusterfuck? I got to see what the fucking payoff is here.
Right.
Of not even, it's super compelling, but we have, Malachi Black getting fucking buried in red viscous liquid that every female on that has a Twitter account's made a meme about. Yeah. And then we have flamethrowers abound. It's just one of those of it's so chaotic that you kind of just need to see where the fucking payoff is.
Mm-hmm. This one makes me laugh. Bagpipes aren't even Scottish. They stole from South America. Well, it's whoever does it best, and they've perfected the bags of pipe.
Listen.
I like the fact that they are giving the same reward they did to the King of the Ring for SummerSlam. Yeah, again, like Nick said, it kind of ups the ante, and maybe they should have done it from the onset, but I feel like it was more of a lot of people are asking for it. Maybe we should do it.
Right. And Italians didn't invent spaghetti, but we perfected it, so you can have that.
Look at this one. The Bloodline stood over Heyman and Lesnar music hits.
Oh, and fuck. I saw people mention with SummerSlam going to Minnesota and it being 2 nights, and it's all the way in 2026. I keep getting it crossed if it's 2025 or 2026.
26.
Yeah, but that's just enough time for any sort of, allegations, accusations, what have you, to maybe dissipate if you really want to go that route, and you get done, and that in Minnesota at a SummerSlam,
we got
nights. I mean,
right? I think some stories have to kind of be ironed out before that all happens. But yeah,
we got two fucking
lots of runway. We got lots of runway.
Plenty of runway. Christ. Speaking of Gunther, who's going to be arguably winning King of the Ring, he all but confirmed it. It was supposed to be him versus Brock at WrestleMania 40.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy, right? To think about it. And we still might get that one day now. So we'll see how everything plays out.
Right. But that's the match at SummerSlam. They do it at SummerSlam 2026.
There you go. How about this? Solo and company turn on Paul. Paul returns Roman to confront Solo's bloodline. Yeah, same idea, but I think they'll do like the reuniting of Paul and Roman will be done like on screen. I'm not like Paul goes away and then they come back together. I kind of like it better of the surprise.
Yeah, you're not going to have Paul out there with the neck brace like Tony Khan.
What if Roman goes to save Paul and Paul was the trap? Yeah, absolutely.
We talked about that.
We got that one. Got that. Larry is older as the Bailey all the way.
So last call on alcohol and comments and chats and everything like that. But we will be back at it like a jackrabbit tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here, folks, for King and Queen of the Ring.
Absolutely. Braun trade for AJ.
Hey, I still asked it. What would you trade for AJ? You said, mine was far out of the realm. So what would you trade as the general manager? I don't give a fuck.
Jay. Say Jay. Maybe Jay.
Is that's still, yeah? I mean, Christ, if I get Jay in a pick in a trade like that, I feel like I'm winning. Honestly.
Yeah, but you're not going to get. You want to make the trade so Gunther will fight Cody, but I don't think we're going to get Gunther and Cody.
So you trade Jay, but you won't trade Gunther?
I didn't say I wouldn't trade Gunther. I just don't think the trade makes sense, so I wouldn't have that trade happen. If you were going to give up Gunther, I mean, no offense to AJ.
If I add in a second round pick?
Yeah, maybe if you throw in a couple picks. So it looks like
compensatory picks. Some lottery protected picks.
This is what we went through with fucking fantasy football. Are you sure you can't give me a better guy? Come on, give me your good guy. I'll give you nobody.
You're saying AJ Styles is nobody? Is that what you just said? That AJ Styles is nobody? No, that's 100% what KJ just said. Is that AJ Styles is saying if you offer him you offer nobody.
No Rampage, 9 out of 10. So a lot of people are very happy. Manny Taylor, Big Dog didn't.
I think they're more happy there's no Rampage.
I'm super happy. Super. 2 out of 10 to get a comment. There you go. What's your thoughts on Forbidden Door Gauntlet match? I wish they would have held off, or at least announced it later on, just in the sense that I don't like gauntlet matches, but you just told us no matter what happens with Christian and Swerve, it's dead as of Sunday, unless Christian loses and then wins the gauntlet, which won't happen or make sense.
Fair enough. But what if we get the OG, triple OG Paul Heyman guy here, or Heyman is being bullied, and we get Chick Magnet Chicago made Punk come out of the stands to stand up for Heyman.
Yeah, I don't see it with the brand split and such, the way things are set up. I don't see he's preoccupied until at least, Clash or SummerSlam with Drew McIntyre.
I think he's booked up to WrestleMania, because I think come WrestleMania 41, we're getting Seth Rollins versus CM Punk.
Absolutely. I still think that Punk is going to get the WrestleMania main event. That's part of the why he came back.
Now, is he a main event or one of multiple main events?
He'll be the main event, like the core main event.
Now, define main event.
The what? Now,
as in, is it no? As in, he's going to be the last match, or is he going to be one of those like we've seen with others? Not everybody's the main event.
It will be like, you know, a him versus Seth main event, but it will be the main event spot. It will be a main event like we see on boxing and UFC and everywhere else. The main event
of night one,
probably night two. He's the biggest draw in
Roman.
Punk,
Roman Rock night two. Seth Punk.
Yeah, if it's Roman Rock at 41, you're up against it. So you get Punk in that night one, but I think he's at the point of his career where he'd be perfectly happy with
Boston. He will end a show.
Yeah, thank you. Speaking of ending a show, ladies and gentlemen, this was SmackDown bonus, no Rampage. Thank you. AJ could get traded by attacking Randy and calls Nick Aldis trade Braun Breaker. I don't think you can give up a blue chip prospect for AJ Styles. I'm sorry, guys.
So then who would you fucking trade?
I already said Jay.
People you wouldn't trade. So Jay's the only one on the table. Jay's on the trade block.
I got to call multiple. How many did you were Gunther? I would trade Jay, move Jay, or Sammy. You need the bloodline guys to go over that way.
Fair.
That's my thought. Edge Bloodbath got me wanting to bring back. Yeah, everybody wants the Brood back. Again, we got a limpy Gangrel, an old Copeland, and Christian's the daddy. So I
think we see Gangrel on Sunday.
Yeah, probably. You're not wrong. Does that mean Nick Wayne's mom becomes a vampire? Because there's a joke in there. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen.
That's a succubus. That's called a succubus. That's not called a vampire. That's called a succubus.
Right. But ladies and gentlemen, that was SmackDown. Pretty good go-home show. Pretty pumped for tomorrow. Looking forward to it. We are live tomorrow morning. Brunch with the boys, 10. Wake and bake. Grab your snacks. Grab your McMuffins. Whatever you need to do. It's going to be a fun one. And we got a busy week ahead. So make sure you be a friend, tell a friend, and help us get to our next milestone, 5K ASAP. But without further ado, I'm going to trade it over to Nick.
Our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is authentic. When you're talking about that wrestling, you're able to put that for life with it.
King and Queen tomorrow. Come back. See you on the flip side.